Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. Once again, we are seeing North American stock futures pointing to slight declines coming up at the open. We are a little bit accelerating to the downside as we speak. In fact, we are dealing with, these spikes in COVID-19 cases throughout certain states in the U.S., bringing some fear back into the marketplace, especially around the travel-related names. We'll have a look at some of the cruise operators this morning. As a group, gapping to the downside. Airlines a little bit stronger, but also in negative territory. More than 45,000 new coronavirus cases were confirmed on Wednesday. That was a record that was surpassed previously back on April 26th. So it's been a while. The peak by over 9,000 on a single day. The resurgence led Apple to reclose some of the stores in Houston. There were intensive care unit beds near capacity through Texas as well. So the headlines continue to surround the spike in COVID-19 cases. Disney shares to the downside this morning. They said they're going to delay the opening of their California theme parks because of the recent spike in cases. We're also watching Hertz Global again this morning, moving higher for the second straight day. Continued rumors surrounding CarMax, AutoNation picking up possibly some, if not all, of Hertz's fleet, which is good news for the stock. And we also got the latest jobless claims numbers out this morning in the U.S. from last week. Nearly 1.5 million additional jobless claims in the U.S. last week. That was versus an expectation of 1.3 million. It is Thursday, June 25th, 2020. Trader TV Live starts now. There's a look at the APAC region markets from the overnight session. Yeah, pretty negative right across the board here, top to bottom, red numbers. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up throughout the European region. Just Germany and France there holding on to very slight gains, pretty muted otherwise, top to bottom. Let's have a look at North American stock futures here heading towards the open. About 30 minutes ago, S&P 500, 0.7% to the downside. You can see the Dow leading there. Tech stocks a little bit stronger. TSX futures here in Toronto about 0.5% to the downside. Second day in a row, Bitcoin to the downside. We have crude oil to the downside as well, and gold also back in negative territory. These headlines surrounding the spike in COVID-19 cases leading this market for a second straight day. We have things a little bit negative here, guys. A little bit, maybe even more negative than yesterday. A couple of individual names, though, looking like they might want to test highs. Apple, another one, looking a little bit strong so far this morning.
Yeah, I'll throw one other name out there. It's kind of a little bit strong here. Nike was actually up on the session. Of course, they're going to be reporting after market today. A lot of people bullish on their possible results. Good brand there. So we'll probably be looking at that one, even though I don't always trade names going into earnings. A lot of times we're trading the day after it, but I think Nike is going to be worth a look today. You sort of hit the nail on the head. We're going to be looking at a lot of the names from yesterday that were under pressure and selling off. And I think, I actually just got into IDEX. I'll also be watching Hertz today. I really think there's going to be some fantastic volume pre-market in a lot of these names. We were just talking about that with Greg here on the floor. So a lot of opportunity abound. We'll be looking at Carnival and American as well, IDEX, and we can't get too far away from INO, which you can't seem to stop that one. Again, making another move to the upside, Sean.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. I already have. I've been talking on Twitter with Eric. So what's up, Eric Meadows? I know you're always on the chat, so I'll give a shout out to you too. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. We've been going back and forth about that. Yeah, we're going to take this break pretty hard here, 26.50. So 26.50. If it breaks in the pre-market, we're going to take it. If it breaks when the market opens, we're going to take it as well. So $2.3 million shares, 26.50 on INO, guys.
All right, lots to get to this morning. Disney, an interesting look as well in the pre-market here to the downside. Briefly mentioned the news there. We'll get to that coming up in a second. Before we do, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. I wish you a great trading day, and we're here as usual to make it even better. Guys, sign up to our free daily watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat, and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we're back on air. And of course, please show your support and give us all of your likes. I'll see you later. Back to Brandon.
Great stuff. Busy show coming up this morning, guys. We have lots to get to throughout the show this morning. We're going to have, a big guest swinging through 11:45, the CEO of High Times Magazine and, an iconic brand. Peter Horvath going to be joining us at 11:45 to have a chat about High Times. We also have another education video for you coming up at the end of the show. The pros and cons of trading in the pre-market. Quite frequently, you'll see us in position before that 9:30 bell goes off. We'll discuss all the pros and cons of doing just that, some of the things you might not realize that can come into play when it comes to trading in the pre-market. So stick around. We'll send out that link near the end of the show. Let's have a look at how things shaped up yesterday here at Day Trade the World. The top 10 traders from Day Trade the World yesterday. Once again, this entire week, we've seen really impressive numbers. The leader here, 39,421, coming out of mostly North America. Amex, there's a little Canadian content there, the TSX, the CME, NASDAQ in New York. Here we go with Europe once again, 35,000 coming out of Europe. More Europe down here, 26,600. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. Let's get into what is moving around in the pre-market. There are quite a few to talk about this morning. I want to start with Disney. We mentioned yesterday there was a headline that came out about halfway through the show that employees at the Florida parks were petitioning the company to delay the opening of the Florida theme parks. They come out this morning and say they are in fact going to delay the opening of the California theme parks. No news on Florida yet. If that does come out, we'll let you know. But Disney to the downside here, guys, on this headline this morning.
I'm guessing that they are going to wind up delaying everything. And look, delaying it a couple weeks, obviously that's going to affect their bottom line, but I think it's probably the right move. But they got hit on that news, right? So Disney just not too long ago was about 120 or so. Yeah, we did get as high. Wow, we got as high as 127, 128 there on the good news. And yeah, we've fallen quite a bit off that actually. It doesn't seem like it, but like Disney's just fallen right there, about 20% in the last week and a half. So that's a big move down. We've now crossed below the simple moving average, which we did a video on there yesterday. So check that out. Very similar to that one we're dropping in the pre and after the show today. But 112 up here, that was that sort of breaking point. Brendan brought us that news yesterday when that was happening. Now you're breaking through this level here, 109. So yeah, just short. That's all. Wait for the market to open up, and then let's go short. Let's see if there's anything on the imbalance locator here. We have Hertz, we have CCL. We'll talk about CCL in a minute. Uber yesterday fell like a what? Okay, Uber's $29 right now. Check out this daily chart on Uber. We don't have Uber on our list, but Uber, again, just like a few days. It's almost like if you shorted anything about 2 weeks ago, you were probably laughing because Uber made its way to 40. Now we're back down to 30. So nice little level here on Uber. We'll be watching that as well. But I know we're talking about Disney. Let's wait for a pullback on Disney. If we can get it at like 111 or so, that would be fantastic. Somewhere around here, 109.60 on the top. Let's just wait to see what the futures do.
Yeah, I'm probably willing on a pullback there, Sean, to give it all the way to that 110.50 to 111 mark that you're mentioning. If it extends further than that, I'm talking about the 112.50 after that. So I'm kind of looking to be short Disney if we get any kind of a decent price off of that little open. You want to let it open up a little bit and have some time there. You don't want to take it in that first sort of 30 seconds. In the level 2, I just saw this. There was a buyer that is gone right now, but I saw a monster order step up here on the NYSE. So it might be worth tracking that imbalance to see if there is a buy order that does come through at the last second. There's one right there at 150,000 at 110. So that's the second time I've seen one pop up. It could indicate that maybe there's going to be a little bit of a push off the open. So if you're going to short Disney, be a little patient with it. That Uber, of course, Sean, they had that issue with their employees not being classified in California, at least that battle's still waging, not being classified as contractors there. So that's going to be big for them. Of course, they've been under pressure because of that news, both them and Lyft.
All right, guys, let's talk about Hertz Global moving higher for the second straight day here on decent volume in the pre-market as well. We had that big move up yesterday. We mentioned right up through $2, like it wasn't even there again. We did kind of fade off of that high throughout the rest of the session, but decent volume here again this morning in the pre-market, 12.5%. No additional news on this. This is still surrounding the CarMax AutoNation possibility that they might step in and help them out with offloading some of their fleet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Extension of the news that we talked about yesterday. For me, I literally made a pre-market trade yesterday and then got away from Hertz because I wasn't going long. I liked other breakouts, and that was a fantastic one. I think you can look at $2 again. You have to also remember where that move did start. My out from yesterday was this 165, 170. So I'm watching that level to the downside. Also look at that little bottom on the retracement. So I'd expect chop between 155 and that 170 if we get into that price range. I don't want to be doing too much of anything if it get down there. If you're going to short it, it would be in front of 2 into that range, and then you'd be looking to see if it ever breaks it again at 155. Outside of that, you got that $2 area. Past that to the upside, don't really have any key levels. So that's all I'm really looking at for Hertz. Again, if it settles at 155 to 170, probably won't be very active in it at all today.
Yeah, we had this break yesterday, and I was calling it yesterday, don't go short on Hertz, and thank God we didn't, but I know it's a tough one because it rips all the way to 250 before spiking right back down. Like, this one move here basically was the whole move on the whole day. We had it because we were waiting for this little break here at 170. Once that happened, it was all aboard, and we got out somewhere 230, 240. So Hertz yesterday was definitely a nice little trade. And I think we'll look at the same thing today on this name here. We're just paying for some shorts. But I today am much more of a bear on this one. That run happened yesterday. Let's just see what CarMax comes out with. 190 here, bounced yesterday off 190, consolidated here. So 190 is a play to the top side. But I'm actually looking down here for 160. So we'll wait to see on Hertz. No orders are going to go pending. We're just going to wait till I hear everybody going crazy. And then we'll go over to Hertz and see what the volume is like. But 190 the top side, Brendan, on Hertz.
All right, guys, let's talk about Tesla here. Not a huge news story today, but they said they're going to invest a little bit more into their battery development and research facility in Fremont, California. They have a big, giant manufacturing facility out in California in the Fremont area. So they're going to put some more money into the battery development and research end of things in that facility. Just want to mention this 950 area down here. This spike to the downside yesterday. Huge move down, obviously, off the open for Tesla. We held 950, though. Here we are sitting this morning, guys, in the pre-market at 950. Obviously, to the downside, the whole market is, but big level here, 950.
Yeah, I like 960. 950 is huge on the downside for sure, but I'm not going to go short today. I think that would probably get a little bit of a rally into the weekend. I mean, look, the market's coming backside now. We'll wait to see what it does, but 960 right here, bounced early yesterday, well, early, but around noon, tried to break it again before heading upside about 10 bucks. Came back, bounced off 960 here at 2 o'clock, bounced off 960 here all afternoon, then the rip up, then a bounce off at 960 again in the after hours, and then before heading southbound now off that break. Look what happens when you break 960 right down to 950. So I think that's a key level. If you're just looking to trade breakouts like right now, then you have one, 955 or 950. So I'll take 960 long if the market wants to give it to us.
Yeah, through there, the top of that channel was just this little 970 rubbed on a couple of times. If it gets through that, that 985, 987, which was a decent breakdown price, that could be the next stop to the upside there. So, that would be probably the ultimate target on any kind of a long, if there's any strength in the market. Not entirely sure it's going to be about that, but thank you very much. We got a couple of super chats in there. I see Paul Dowding. That's a new one. Thank you. We got the pounds in there. And Joey G, IDEX. You know what? I'm going to go right to it. I happen to be in position in IDEX. I think someone else was asking about this one a little bit earlier. I believe it was Brent on the chat. I talked about 2 levels on IDEX, 315, 330 were the 2 that I was watching. 315 already had a breakdown, so I'm using that as my first level. Shorting about $3, able to take some out at 91. Got some more shares out double leg there for about 15, 16 pennies worth of a win. If we take out 3 on the way back up before the market opens, I'm likely to get out just because I don't want to get caught in one of those little wicks at 930. But if we fail at 315, I'm probably back into a short. 330 would be the break to the upside where I would actually start considering going long. Otherwise, I'd be hunting to see where any kind of a strong bottom does come in. So those are my thoughts on IDEX. Those are the 3 levels that I'm looking at immediately, and I am short and thinking short until we break at least that 330 level to the upside or make a really, really strong base, and then we'd maybe update that. But thanks for the super chat. IDEX definitely on the radar, guys.
Definitely in the higher end as far as pre-market volume volume for IDEX as well. They announced a new energy services unit that was kicking off today. So a little bit of news for IDEX. Let's go to the other electric vehicle maker that we've been talking about over the past couple of days, Workhorse, doing some volume in the pre-market this morning as well. They announced their new electric pickup. This is the one that's been much anticipated, is going to be debuted today, an event later on today at a factory in Northeast Ohio, former GM plant that the company is hoping to use to manufacture this truck. So Workhorse, another one here, guys, moving around.
Yeah, yesterday was a big one. I mean, we had another break on that yesterday. We crushed that one. I think it was around here. Yeah, it was $8 and change we had on the break, and that was just a monster trade all the way upside. So we'll look to do the same thing today. Coming in here, Workhorse, look, it topped out at $10 or so yesterday, I believe it was. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, $10. It stopped, literally turns on a dime at 10 there. So that was about 2 o'clock. Today, I wonder if this is a sell the news type of thing. So they're big. It's going to be a big, to do today, releasing going into that plant and having big media there. So we'll just wait to see $9 coming through now. Nice little move off the open so far, coming back down. It opened at 970 roughly this morning, 730, all the way back down to 9 right now. I actually think we take this top out, so 965. If you want to get even more aggressive, 935, 934. I think I'll put my order in. We'll get ready to rock and roll. 935 long Workhorse, guys.
Yeah, the multiple longs from yesterday, just worth noting that when it did the high break, it did retest. And I was looking at this level here. You had this consolidation in the pre-market at about 746, 750. And when it broke the top, it retested that level before going up. That's what we were able to watch. So we started that one off going aggressive to the long side, but you have to make sure you don't get flushed out on that move. And it did a similar thing when it broke through 8 the first time. I think if it takes out a level to the top, I'd probably be looking at the same thing. If 975 goes, just see if in a retracement, if it holds 925, and then maybe that's a place to be adding on a bit of a dip. You take some out in front of 10 for profit on a pop, like a scalp play, and then you're looking to see if you can't dig into a longer term position. It's still a day trade, of course, but hold it a little bit longer on a dip to 925. I'm probably not going to be looking short unless we sustain below this 875, 880 area, which we've tested a couple of times so far this morning. If that's the case, that 925 I just mentioned would likely then end up being my out if I ever went short in Workhorse. Not looking there yet, but it has been up a few sessions in a row, and it did make a lower high so far off of $10. If it never threatens 10, I'll probably be shorting it at some point today.
All right, guys, let's go to small cap world. This KTOV, Kitov Pharmaceuticals, we mentioned this one going back a couple of days ago. They announced they were teaming up with Bristol Myers to do some research on possible cancer treatments. So popping back above $1 today, holding this and doing actually a decent amount of volume here in the pre-market for this stock. We did have a big flush going back to the end of the day on that day when the news was announced. Yesterday was kind of a nothing event, but today we're back above this $1 level for KTOV.
Yeah, I mean, really, realistically speaking, the big move was on the ago, and yesterday was a very, very sort of it was a boring trade if you were looking at Kitov, to be honest with you. And as long as it holds above $1, you're looking to see if we can take out 120, make another run in that 135 high. I said the day that it flushed, it's probably the best long breaking out through that 135 if it can get there. There's got some juice to the upside if it does. I think you can scalp the 120 break into 135 and then make a secondary play after that to the long side. Otherwise, if we break a buck and hold below, you pretty much can guess what I'm going to be doing, and that's going to be shorting on the dollar break. And if it holds below that, probably adding to a position. See if it can't retest some of the levels to the downside that I like. 90 and 80 are the next two stops down there, obviously speaking, guys. So, I think Kitov, there's a small chance you end up with the same sloppy trade that it had yesterday, where it's just a 10-15 cent range. So you really want to make sure it breaks out of this 120 to the upside, 1 even to the downside. Inside there, unless you're really enthused about scalping long in front of $1 and taking it out for a few pennies here or there, which on 11 million in volume you could do, that's probably not going to be my cup of tea.
1450. Rite Aid already broke, guys. Yeah, I'm going to go long. Good talk there. I'm going to go long 120. Rite Aid right now, guys, bigger. We might not get to it. It's on our board, but I see some people asking. So check out. If you haven't signed up for our watch list, make sure you do that for sure. But Rite Aid here, a little narrower loss than expected. It's busting up here, 14%. I wrote down 1450 was going to be a big level. Obviously, it was. It breaks that, goes all the way up to 1490. Now we're just sort of consolidating again. Watch out for a 1480 break on Rite Aid. 1490. We're going to be long this one today for sure. Imbalance locator. Rite Aid is a New York stock. Is it on here? I do not see it right now. We'll have to look at that. But Boeing, XOM, some big ones there. Save, Spirit Airlines also on the board in CCL. But no Rite Aid right now. But guys, we will be on that one.
A few things here, including Rite Aid definitely moving higher already in the pre-market. Macy's, first off, they announced they're going to eliminate 3,900 additional employees, this coming from the management end of things, which equates to about roughly 3% of their workforce in a continued effort to control costs as sales continue to suffer, obviously, from the COVID-19 pandemic. So here we go with the retail group again today, guys. Macy's leading the way, but retail names to the downside, 2.6% here. We're right at this low from yesterday, this kind of 650, 655 area.
Yeah, you said it right there. 650, 652, the actual low on that little bottom. We like to round things around here. So, 650 is a pre-market bottom. I'm going to be looking at that level for a bit of a break on Macy's. It's down only 2.5%. So, it's jumping around here in the pre-market, but it was 2.5% for the bulk of what I've been watching at that 655 mark, guys. So, if we break the low, I'll probably be looking at a short through that price. Just keep in mind, I'm looking at any kind of a pullback. If it does want to bounce and fill in some of this gap, I'm not likely to be jumping into the short in front of that 680. On a strong enough move to the upside, it's that sort of $6.95 to $7 range. That would be a big fade for me at that price. So if we get a bounce in Macy's, I will be looking to fade this one, but I'm probably not going to jump in at 680. I might actually look to see it at about 690 in front of 7 even. So, the couple of ways we'll be going short there, 650. I don't want to be caught in that middle of the range. Happens too often lately. So 650 break downside, otherwise fading it up into the 697 even range.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Macy's here. I do like 650 on the break. We do know that there is a big seller there on Macy's anyways, so we'll wait to see 650 if it can hold it. Uber's probably a little bit better, 32.80 to the top side yesterday, 32.90 in the morning, and then you saw this move all the way down. We missed this. We didn't miss it. Well, we missed it. We didn't trade it, but this would have been a best spot right here to get involved in about 10 o'clock. Wondering if the same thing sort of starts to happen today. But look how choppy Uber is off the open. That sort of happens every day. So I'm going to sort of wait to see if we can't get some short Ubers near 30. The spread is the spread's only 1 cent, but the volume, it's been back and forth today. I'm looking to short Uber through 30. Remember, guys, CEO, actually, you know what? Let's drop this right now. Coming up right here after the show at 11:45 today, Peter Horvath from High Time, CEO. So if you have any questions, comments, drop those in the chat. Brendan's going to be holding that down. Very, very excited. Big time guest coming today at 11:45 if you're interested in the cannabis space, guys. Yeah,
let's talk about the cruise line operators here, guys. Back to the downside again today. This is just surrounding the stories that we continue to see about cases of COVID-19 spiking again in certain areas of the U.S. and the possibility that that could lead to further operational suspension for the cruise operators. So Norwegian leading the way to the downside as far as the cruise operators are concerned. Still about 7% in negative territory here. We're off the lows, though. Just wanted to mention, outside of this day here, which I guess was Monday or maybe Tuesday, this thing has just been kind of grinding to the downside over the past week.
Norwegian, yeah, down 7% today. I was looking at CCL, but NCLH is the call right here, Norwegian. So 1467, 2.5 million shares, wowzers, today in this range. You can see right here, but we do have a bottom of 1430. If you look at a daily chart, like Brendan was just saying, it's grinding itself down. And right now, we just did break below. I guess it was probably yesterday. 1535 is that 50-period moving average. So that's one that I like. This little bottom right here happened a couple times, was 15. So that's right where we're at right now. So yeah, we are below, man. I mean, I think you can go short and then just use 15 as your support. And then other than that, I don't know if we test 10 today. That would be a little bit of a move. But we definitely break 14, it looks like. So, yeah, short rate here through 15, which we're already broken. You go short and you use 15 as your bumper. That's all.
That's interesting. I mean, CCL is sort of a similar story here, a couple levels to the downside on this name, guys. 15 to 15.20 is more of an area that I'm watching, and 65 on any kind of a bounce. If it can hold that price, I'd look for a fade there. In a strong move to the upside, you're probably looking at a break at 15.65, Brennan.
All right, guys, a few minutes to go here. We're going to check in with Arun and get a look at the futures, see what key levels we need to be aware of today on the ES. Arun, 2 days in a row here to the downside. Good morning, by the way. We're back in negative territory here. What are we looking at as far as support possibly for this market?
Yeah, you know, when we came in this morning, after the move up overnight from, I guess, around 4 o'clock going up, when we hit the 3005 level, going up back up to that 55 area, that 55 area is something I'm going to keep an eye on. If it gets through 55, we have a chance of going up, but then I'd be worried about the amount of action above it, maybe around 75 to 65 area. So yes, it's a great long if it gets above, but I wouldn't be rushing to get in just because of the amount of overhead. So for shorts, though, I'm looking at that 55 area as an option. When I came in this morning, I did take a short at 8:13 this morning at 29. That trade went about 10 points in the money and then kind of bounced right back. So that got me out. I took a small hit on that one, even though it was 10 points in the money. By the time I got out, it was a small hit. But now what that shows me is that there's enough buying below this 20 area too. So I'd be worried about 20 going down to 3,000. So we're kind of stuck in the middle between 55 and 20. 55 and 3,000, and we're sitting at 35 here. So shorts below 55, longs underneath 20, going down to 3,000. That's what I'm looking at. And right here at 30, 35, I'm not doing a whole lot. So we'll just wait on this and see what happens as we develop some more action as the day goes on. Back to you.
Thank you, Arun. Always key to have levels picked out on the overall market to understand when the market is moving into one of those levels. You might want to manage your positions a little bit. So let's jump into the next one here, guys. Inovio Pharmaceuticals, a number of people talking about this one. We mentioned it at the start of the show as well. I kind of zoomed out on this chart to give you a few days look here. I just want you to take note of the volume over the past 2 sessions compared to what this thing has been trading recently. So volume in the past 2 days, very, very high, and that was all surrounding that government contract, $71 million government contract for a device that delivers a possible COVID-19 vaccine. So they'll be able to ship a whole bunch of doses all at the same time. So sustained volume to the upside here. So think about all the people that are long here, find your levels of where the support is. And this thing looks very strong to me again today. So this top up here, 2640, holding in the pre-market here, might give you a good shot to the long side, guys, on INO.
Yep. We already have that in. I did talk. Yeah, we talked about that earlier there with Eric, and I know a big shout out there. Even on Twitter there. Follow me at Twitter. Here's a little tweet I just put out about 10 minutes ago. We're going to look for that 960 break. We talked about that. A few of you asking on the show, on the chat here, where are the longs? I like 960 break in Twitter, which I think, in Tesla, which I think is happening right now. So I'm not going to take it until it happens in the market. And then Workhorse breaking 935. So follow me here at TraderTV, Sean, and we tweet out a few different key levels before the market. And then as the day goes on, I'll tweet out some of my trades, drop you some headlines in there if I see anything important coming through. So I have that and on Instagram. So follow me on both places there today. Valeria to my left. Randy's going to be ringing the bell up soon. It should be a big day on board, man. Kitov, Workhorse, and INO, the ones we're looking at right now.
Absolutely. Workhorse definitely going to be in play. I did mention Nike a little bit there, guys. So it is reporting aftermarket, usually more of a play that we're concerned about, maybe the following day on Friday. But certainly going to be watching that 102. If we get a breakout in Nike, lots of room to 104.50. And if we can hold 100 off of the open, very choppy action. We'd like the long in front of there as well. And
guys, it's already home run time right now. We get this Workhorse long. I was just talking about taking it, and there we go. So in at 39, out for a third of it at 50. Now let's wait to see what does happen. So already a decent win rate there on Workhorse. So we'll wait to see. I mean, it's just falling around right now. So spread about 6, 7, 8 pennies. Good out at 50. Let's wait to see what does happen now on Workhorse. We are long already, $9.39. Let's see what this one does, guys. Only a minute to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Only one position on for me. It's at IDEX, and we've already taken out half of this one on that move at 3 to the downside. It bounced off 280. That was the first level pre-market bottom that we're going to be watching. Just a minute to go. If it retakes 3 even, I'm not reloading unless it goes to 315 and fails at that first price, guys. So anyone involved there, that's what I'm looking at. We have less than 1 minute until market open on this Thursday. One thing that we forgot to mention, very, very important, there are stress tests for the banks at the end of day today, so do watch out. There could be some movement in the financials. We are expecting to see a little bit of volatility there. Keep in mind, Hertz, like I said, I'm only going to be involved if it breaks out of this range here that we're in, that 180 to that $2 mark. I think inside, not necessarily what I'm going to be playing with in Hertz, but I'd scalp breaks long, even though I like the short much better. I wouldn't hold longs very long. That's just how I'm going to be playing. The bond market thinks it's going to zero, or it's worth nothing, essentially. So I'm going to stick with that. As Rashawn said, Randy is on the bell today, and we're going to be dropping that countdown because the market is about to open. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Let's go. Market going to be opening here. INO, watch this one. It's coming back in a little bit. 1, and the bell is ringing. Sweet Mary, wow. Randy is not messing around with that bell, and it looks like that's a big one. We're watching INO through that top break, but I also like INO if it can hold any kind of a dip. 25, 25, 20, a couple of levels we look at. It's not really moving. You let these things settle down off of the open and then take the trade. No need to jump in the first few seconds, but he has me a little pumped up there, guys. IZEA immediately breaking through the bottom here, so that's going to be a trade that I'm working to the downside in front of 140.
Yeah, there goes Workhorse as well. Nice little move to the upside. We're long 39s. We just took them out above 50. It does crack above there. We get some out. We'll wait to get more out soon if it breaks above 50 again. I'm still staring $10 in the face there. So a nice little win to start the day, obviously, as we go. There it is. Out a little bit more there at 50. Go Workhorse. Big trade on board right now. 16, 17. Here we go. 40, 30 pennies, 40 pennies in the money now. Workhorse, 939. Let's go. We talked about 10. I don't have anything out until the 80s, so we'll wait to see on this one. Workhorse, it's already started, guys. That's it. This is how we start the day. You love it. We have our Cannabis Cup coming today, later on today, from High Times, but right now we own the trophy still. Let's keep going, Workhorse. Let's go.
And let's keep going. IDEX just got some out at 270, so there we go. It's at $3 short. I'm always going to take some out when it hits that 10%. We still have 40% of our position left on. If it now decides to pop to the upside, now that we've come down, I'm looking at that same 290, 295 area in front of the 3 to reload that trade. I also got into IZEA here at 132 in front of 140 to the downside. INO, which I thought would be getting involved in rather quickly, now is approaching that high of day, guys. So it did base out. It never made that dip to the downside. It's been only up, and here comes the break. There we go. Just got long on INO on that break through 2640. That was the pre-market top. If it gets through 50, watch out. We've seen what this has done the last couple of sessions. Yeah. We know how much strength INO is likely to have.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that 55 break there as well at the top. So we'll wait to see if INO can go. We're giving that a little bit more room on that one. But yeah, Workhorse, big trade there. We're going to drop. We cannot lose. We're going to drop the rest of that if it breaks through $9. But right now we do not have INO on, but we will wait to see if that breaks through 26.50. Uber also, guys, looking to make a move right now. 29, it did crack that 29.75. We said it would do this, right? So we're going to give it a little bit of room here to work around, and then if it does break again, maybe we'll try that one time. We haven't tried it yet, but right now Uber, INO to the downside there. Neil, do you have a target to reload?
Right here.
Right here.
We talked about that. We talked about that initial bounce to the downside. We wanted to be picking it up if it dipped to about 25.40. That pre-market, not the pre-market bottom, but the pre-market bottom for like the last hour and a half or so. It bounced shy of that and just took off at 25.70 again. This is where you buy that little bit of a dip when it resists that previous low. You leave some room to be able to get in. If it takes out 25.40, that's where you have to get out, guys. So you got to be able to risk. You know, in my case, it's going to be 80 cents. I was going to say $1, but it's 80 cents plus slippage to be able to see if you take the top off. And I'm not taking anything out until we break 26.50 to the upside. Then we start considering taking profit. Brendan, what do you got?
We were focusing on the cruise lines in the pre-market, guys, but some of the airlines popping up on a volume scanner right off the bat here. Southwest, Love, the big one, $31 here held as support on the initial flush there. We're working back towards this pre-market high on LUV looking a little bit strong, guys.
All right, we did want to look at Apple as well. We are loaded up now on Uber. So just to give you guys a little bit of an update here. Short. These are all short, so we go right into the money again. We did it again here. Let's go, Uber. Keep this. Hopefully, this one can fall to the downside here. These are all average in shorts here. Bang, bang, bang. Our best one, 72. It just goes all the way down to 58 there, so that was a 10-cent winner. We'll wait to see if we can't get more. Come on, fall. We don't even have any bids yet. Maybe I'll put some in the 50s there on you, Uber, but we'll wait to see what that one wants to do to the downside right now. Short Uber, decent amount of shares. Decent position here, 29.70, guys, right here on Uber, giving it all the way up here near $30. We'll see what he can do, but I'm short on this name right now, guys.
No executions yet on Disney here. It didn't even test the top end of the range. It tried to get back through this 109.60-ish area that you saw. It hasn't taken out the bottom yet, and I feel like we're going to be missing the boat on this short trade if we don't get into it at some point. I think I'll take one stab in front of 109.60, maybe right here on a 109 break, which just happened. I don't want to give it too much room because I really wanted to be shorting a pop a heck of a lot more than shorting it, right in here at that low of day without it taking out the bottom. There goes INO through 25.40, although I see it right here, 25.50. So it looks like I got wicked out there. If it does not actually break that and go lower on INO, I'm likely to get right back in. So I might have just got wicked out on a trade there. I'm not sure it actually traded through. I want to get some shares back in on INO.
Okay, yeah, INO there. Yeah, I was waiting for that 26.50 level. We're doing the same thing here, though, going the opposite way on Uber right now. That's heading to the north side. Look at this market, though. We just spiked up about 6 or 7 handles there. This market is going to be very, very tipsy on any of these COVID numbers coming through. So we'll have to wait to see how that does eventually settle itself down. But for right now, we did take another trade here. Short 79s. Our average price right now, 72. 71 on Uber. So, we're going to get out if it breaks it back above this 90 level. Not looking like a great trade right now, but I do love this to the short side, especially, guys, if the market does continue to fall. We do have Apple just broke through. Oh, I wrote down 362 there. It's ripped up there through 365. We'll check Apple in a minute, but here comes Uber to the downside. What you got for us, Brendan?
Another vaccine-related name here, guys. Sorrento, SRNE, big move in the pre-market. 640 held here at the open. Look at the volume behind this move as well. Moving back to the upside for SRNE, guys.
All right, CCL. Wow, CCL takes off to the upside right there. Was looking at, I wrote down CCL if it broke 14 3/4, 14.75 to the downside right here, but that is a no-brainer there. It just rips straight up. Wow, a lot of these aggressive stocks here today. Probably AAL, probably topside as well. We may have to take Carnival long, but I do not want to here today. Let's see if these futures want to fall back down. I can't take Carnival long, guys, and sit in this Uber short at the same time because they're going to trade basically identical. You see the market takes off, so does Uber, so does Carnival. So we're going to have to hope for a market to come back down here. Never a good sign when you're hoping for something, but we'll wait to see if this market does come. We have our out very soon, 29.90 on Uber.
Just got into Disney here in front of that 109.60 we talked about. It's going to be a tight stop, relatively speaking, because we certainly preferred. Yeah, there's INO back to the upside. Unbelievable. I get literally wicked out on INO and then end up taking the trade late. So, you get wicked out at the bottom. I did mention I've tried to get back in. It was only so far that I wanted to chase INO to the upside. But we could have had that one at 25.60 when it failed to break out to the upside, which is sometimes what you want to do there. Now I'm taking the secondary break to the upside. See if we can't make that cash back, guys.
Yeah, we've got that cash right now. So it's a ring bell right now. We'll see how high it goes. We're already out of half. We play the momentum to the upside here on INO. I told you guys this 26.50 was my level. And bang, there it is, a 30-cent win right there on INO. So get some out at 80. We'll see what happens to the top side right now on INO. So this thing mooning right now. Let's just see. Can it break through 27? Your boy's got this one. Decent shares, decent position right now. Long INO, 26.50, 40-cent win right there. So it's chicken dinners for everybody today. Let's just see if it can keep the momentum going. Unfortunately, Uber says no, it's a steak dinner, and we get out there at 29.95. So that's a loser. We'll fall in the hole on Uber, but we just destroyed INO right there, guys.
Yeah, I know, disappointing that it didn't go through 27. 89 is actually the high on that break, so there's still a 27 even break that's going to be in play. Breakouts, pullbacks were the way that you work that one to the long side there, so I'm going to hang on to some of these shares. We did get half out when it did break there on the secondary long, but I'm going to hang on to some of these to see if there's a bigger move. IZEA, I just got out for the first time at a $1.26, $1.27. We're short 132. I wanted to be adding to that one in front of 140. It does not want to give me another entry. It's only sliding to the downside. It's up 12%, but coming back in sort of rather heavily. We're going to reload in IDEX. We've been that short this name since the pre-market at 299. As it comes back up and retests the 90s, I'm going to get some more shares in. We got some at the bottom there at 70. That's a decent return, but I'm looking to get more by playing the trend to the downside here on this little pop.
And by the way, Uber, boom, we get knocked out, but look what happens. Your boy gets right back in at $30. So that was a failed break there. We let it go to 30. My out, obviously, too aggressive there at 90. I did that yesterday again, but we have it back on the downside again. So pigs are going to get slaughtered on Uber, it appears like. We had wins here. We didn't take them. Then we got blown out. So let's take out our profits right now. Uber, once again, another swish here as the Raptors report to training camp. What's up, Brendan?
Exoskeleton, guys. EKSO, big mover here, 114%. Yeah, $3 down here in the pre-market. We're at $6.50 right now. They had FDA approval for an exoskeleton device used for brain injuries. So anyone with a brain injury, FDA has given them approval for that, guys.
I&O here making new highs. We're going to get out right now, 90. Bang, there it is. Another 40-cent winner right there. So it's home run time, guys, today for us. I&O, Uber, and WKHS. All working for us. Nice little out. Look at that right there on I&O, guys. We'll be tweeting that out. Follow me on Twitter if you want these bangers as well. Look at Uber, guys, right to the downside now as well. We've been cashing out. Our best out here is 80. We are short at $30. So let's just keep this train going. It's been a fantastic day so far. Hope you guys like it. CEO coming up from High Times Magazine at 11:45. That's going to be a big one, guys.
Going to quickly update you guys. I took off Disney. That's going to be a hit. We talked about the tight stop. I prefer to be shorting it at 111 if we get up to that price, but we are short. IDEX in the money right now, 22 pennies, 2.99, still short. Trying to get more, couldn't do it in the 80s. IZEA is in the money, 132 to the short side, and I'm still hanging on to 26.68 on the break back to the upside. First one wicked me out literally at the bottom. Should have given it 10 extra pennies. I think that was actually a really good entry. Just did not have the wherewithal to be able to hold it, but I still have, about 30% of the position on right now of the secondary break to the long side, and at 27 even, I'd be looking to add rather than subtract if I&O wants to continue to go upside. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
Just looking at BlackBerry here, guys. Got an alert as we broke through day highs here for BlackBerry. They reported earnings that were basically in line with expectations. They said their software related to vehicles, auto software was a little bit hurt by COVID-19, but otherwise earnings were in line with expectations, guys.
Guys, there goes Uber, man. I mean, what a great trade this one's happened to be. It's been a big one for us today. We did get stopped out of some of our trade up here when we first got it through 90, but there we go. We're supermanning this one all the way down. Uber, nice trade. Out some there at 75, less than half of that position on. Only 2 positions on for your boy right now. Let's update it and we'll put it on the board right here. And these are correct. So I&O right now, long 26.51. One trade on that one. That's a banger. And you see the Uber short at 30. So one is 30 pennies in the money. The other one is 25 pennies in the money. So here 45. There goes I&O, guys. I&O ripping upside there, just almost. Oh, it gets to 27 and stops. So big time alert on this one. Let's go break that 27, baby. Let's just keep going to the upside on this one. Big trade. You put on some shares right there. Bang it to the upside. Nice trade, I&O. Let's just keep this party rocking and rolling. Another trade. I'll get some out again in the 90s as we just did reject 27, but I want to keep some on board for that break, guys.
Yeah, waiting for that break, and I'm going to be adding to the position when that does go. But here comes a Hertz towards $2. We did mention it's got to test the upper and lower boundaries before I want to be in here. If it holds too even, then we're going to be looking to short it. I think you can take a scalp long through too, but if it holds this price, I'd be looking to jump into the short. So if we bounce off of it, I don't want it on the way up. I want to try to catch it on the way down, but there could be a quick little scalp, and I'm not going to hold any longs very long on Hertz because I am bearish on the day, guys. So have a quick look at Hertz. It's about to make this break any second now, up at 98.
And guys, catapult again. We did it again on Apple. There it is. Look at that break. 359 break. Bang. Out 60s. Out 47s. Nice trade on Apple there going. Here we go to the downside as well. Uber, I thought that was going to crack a little bit more. Look at that move down. 3,033 there, all the way down. That's like a 15 handle drop in 3 minutes there. That's kind of what we're used to back in the old days. Let's wait to see if that can hold on. Apple right now, we have that short 359. We just took out half of it for 50 cents. The other bit, there's 20 cents or so on that move. We'll watch Apple to the backside now. We'll see if these futures move can handle this move down. If not, we will probably get out of this Apple up here, man. We got to give Apple a little bit of room. It's one of my favorite stocks. I own this stock. I love this stock. I hate being short this stock, but if the market wants to keep going down, this name has been heated, man. 70% since its March bottom. Apple's been up 70%, Randy, since its March lows there. I can't believe that either. So we'll see what Apple does here. Coming crashing down. Big win alert on Apple, guys.
Yeah, and not up 70% over any time frame is Macy's, guys. Just took out the low of the day, 650. I got slipped down to 48 on that level break, so I am short now on Macy's at 648. I'm giving this one easily until this pre-market 660 to 665 level. I work into the short and hang on to it. You know, the market overall is testing that. It just broke through that 30-20 on the way down to 3,000 that Arun talked about. So you got to watch out if the 3,000 gets taken out and you got some of these shorts that you like, you're going to want to hang on for dear life. I just mentioned Hertz. It has to test $2. It looks like it's made its first run. It might make a second one right here after bouncing at 185. You know, if we can't get back up to 2, you're going to see me jump in front of the short in front of 2 guys. I wanted to see it test and try to get there once before I just sort of jumped into that party. Now that I've seen it happen, we'll take the short in front of 2 with a reversal to the long side if that level does break. Brandon, what do you got?
Just watching the cruise lines here, we were talking about the weakness in the pre-market market moving to the downside, but look at Norwegian here, straight back higher to where we were yesterday. So watch this little support level, 1565, and then looking at probably 16 to the upside. But Norwegian, also CCL, guys, a little bit stronger than the market right now.
Yeah, you're telling me. We are going to be short there. Apple, we're getting some more now on that bump up there in the futures. Let's just wait to see. I did call that there would be probably a rally today, so not really sure why we're digging into the short here, but that's okay. We're going to give Apple back up here this wick here, 361. So we'll see. We'll dig into some Apple here, and if it's a loser, it's a loser, but I do like this short here. We just did take some more shares there, so our average price back down 359.20 right now. Just needs to come back to right where it is right here. So nice little trade happening. Great average in there. Look at that top wick there on Apple. Let's just make sure we capture some profits so we don't fall on our face. But Apple right now to the downside. Let's see if it keeps on going. We do like that one. And Neil, not to correct you, but Macy's went like 120% from its bottom. But those are those crazy retail stocks. So just be careful. I do like the short on that one. Good trade. Let's see if that goes. Bang, Apple, there it is. Look at that. Home run central. Apple goes all the way back down. This is a big trade right there, guys. Hope you like that Apple trade. Wow.
Looking at Workhorse now, it just rolled over through the pre-market low 885. It bounced back and failed at that same price. So I miss out on the test of the high and coming back in. I missed out on that 925 that I did mention in the pre-market. I would like it if it tried to roll back through there, but I am going to catch it at that pre-market low and give it to that 925 area, working into a Workhorse short trade there. That's a horrible pun. I will take some out in front of 850. Look to hold on to this one to the downside a little bit further, and I'm going to be adding to it on the way back up. Brennan, what do you got?
A little one to look at here, guys. Sino, S-I-N-O, signing a long-term supply chain management agreement with a Chinese company. So higher in the pre-market on that news. Still a penny stock. Just watch $1 up here. This is $1. We're at 80 cents right now. Huge volume alert, though, on SINO, guys.
I know. Yeah, guys, big trade alert everywhere for me today. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Join us all over Twitter, everywhere. Today, actually at 11:45, I'm going to tweet this out again for you guys. But coming up, big time guest here today, guys. Peter Horvath, CEO of High Times Magazine, going to be coming through. Big guest at 11:45. But the big guest is coming, and the big trades are here right now as well. We did let Uber get out of the way a little bit there at 75. Thought that it would tank even further. I think the tank is going to come right now. So let's wait to see 29.80. If we can get some more out there, that would be huge. 30 penny winner right now on Apple. You could see that reload. My initial in gets taken out there. Reloaded, then back down here to the outside. So here we go. We're waiting in the 60s. Come on, Apple. Get me this. bang it out there. That's another 50 cents right there for you on Apple. So yeah, you're following me again today. You can yourself raise the cup in there. I'm going to throw this, but I can't because my kid gave it to me. $1 now in the money on Apple. This stock just tanked city right here. Big time trading today, Neil.
Sorry guys, just working some orders here. I did get a reload in INO just now. I'm also doing my reload. Well, not a reload. I'm adding more shares into Macy's. I never took anything out on that move to the downside. I'm adding in front of that 660 on a short in Macy's. I just got a break back up of 26 on INO to be able to take some more shares. Low of day now, pre-market that is. Forget 25.40. 25.25 I think is going to be a much more interesting level to the downside. You want to give it a little bit of room. I also did get into Hertz at this time, guys. We talked about it testing $2. It did test. It has failed so far. So I'm now in the short in Hertz at 92. I'll be adding to that one in front of $2 and, of course, reversing on a break, as we mentioned, through the $2 break price. I still have IDEX if you're riding with that one. It hasn't retaken the low of the day, that 266. So I'm still short at 299 until it takes out that low. I'm not taking out any more shares unless I get more in on any kind of a pullback. So as good as it's been, I'm looking for a heck of a lot more on this retracement in IDX. It's short sell restricted, so you can only catch it on the pop. You can't hit it on that bid there, guys, if you want to grab that short. Brendan, what do you got?
The one to look at here, guys. Farfetch, FTCH, 17% here. Just got alerted on a volume spike there. Through 1750. Started the day in the pre-market all the way down here, 1620. So nice move already on positive Q2 forecast for Farfetch, guys.
All right, let's go, guys. I'm just tweeting this out on our Apple trade there. And we just get out again. This is $1.50 now in the money, guys. So we're not talking about pennies here. We're talking dollars as we go. So nice little trade here. Look at this Apple. Bang, bang. We gave that to you guys live on the show. So how do we do it? I do not know, but we going long, not. We're going short on Apple. So here we go. Nice little move to the downside. Guys, thank you for the love on Twitter. Thank you for the love on this chat. I know you guys love this right now. This has been a big day. You guys want to talk about Workhorse? Okay, yes. Did we cut our losses? Look at this. Workhorse. Workhorse is still one of my biggest stocks here, guys. Breaking through 938, out, 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 out. And then we hold our last 10%, get through on a $9 break. So 90% of it out for, let's call it 20, 30 penny winner. Then you drop 10% there for 40 cents. Either way, guys, you ride with this boy. You're reigning in the money today. Look at Apple. Continues to go, guys. $1.50 in the money on that one. Let's just keep this party going. INO, we're still long this one right here, 26.51. I told you we're giving this to the bottom, 25.50. Let's wait to see. I love for this name to break through 27. Then, boy, will we be dancing today.
Yeah, I'm just going to shout it out here. If you hear me, Greg, I'm looking for more shares short of Workhorse. We did have them free, but I might have to pay to be able to get some more there. We'll look for those locates. Hertz, we do have to the south side. Here it comes rolling over. Going to quickly take off. The first leg will be just that 10% move. I didn't get that ad at 95, 96 that we're looking for. We did grab some shares at 92, thankfully. So we'll look to take some out in front of 80. We'll take some out in front of the low of the day, which is $1.74. And once it breaks that price, we'll look for another re-entry point there, guys. I did get the reload over in INO, not the second one, but just the first. It is retesting that high. Because I got the reload in INO, I'm going to jump over to it here. I was not taking anything out in front of this 27 or anything more in front of 27. I was going to add at that break, but because I got this reload, I am going to now take a few shares off in front of 27. I'm still adding to my long if it breaks 27 at any point, guys. So that's going to stay in the cards pretty much regardless.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go on, you know.
But there we go. Like I said, if we'll take some of this reload out from 26.20. Now we're only adding through 27, not taking it out.
Yeah, let's go Workhorse, guys. We got... Bang! We got this monster on. This is a 70-cent winner, guys. One in right here. Now we go to the top side. It goes 27.40 there. Oh my God, I went to 27.50. So we'll wait to see. Come on, baby. Let's break this one. You want $1? Look, I've given you $2 on Apple. How about $1 on this little name? So let's go upside now. 27. We're long 26.50. We're going to get out for $1. Here it comes to the upside. Brendan, what a day, buddy. What a day.
Beyond Meat, guys, big flush off the open here. 5% to the downside on huge volume as well. They announced a bit of a change as far as packaging is concerned for their products because of COVID-19 this morning. So huge volume to the downside. 150 up here at the open. We're at 142 right now for Beyond Meat.
Wow, Beyond.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to Beyond Made in a quick second there. Of course, just working out of some of the shares of INO in front of 2750. It was a reload through 27. My price will be constantly adjusting. My 2620s are out. My 2650 break shares are out. The only long I have now is the reload at 27 even. So lots of ways you can play along in this ride here. I think sometimes it's easier to separate those trades if you can. It's going to all show as one overall if you're watching the positions here. I do believe we got the extra shares there in a workhorse, and we're still at that same price range that I'm looking for the rollover at about 9. So we wanted to see if it would retest. We thought maybe 925 would be that price. It turned around at 915. I want to catch some more shares on the way back up in between this 9 and that 925. Right now, 86 is my price. I wouldn't take anything out until we retest the 850 low. From there, we'll see how far it could come back in. Workhorse, of course, has been a fantastic runner, but 925, 935, that's where it's got to be your out. And there it is. I love the cat, even though it's a little creepy. Hit that like and subscribe if you love the action that's going on here, guys.
Yeah, I know we're going to get out at 40 here. Also looking to get out of or get into JP Morgan if it does break upside here. We're only up 0.78%, which is kind of strange considering what the futures are doing, down. So JP Morgan up, relatively strong. Let's wait to see if it does take out that top. But right now, yeah, we're holding INO out as well. We'll wait to see. That's been a big stock. You guys have watched me here today. You know what's kind of going down on that stock. So that's been a good one. Yeah, looking for more names, guys. AAL down to 1250. You guys can hit that up if you want if you want any sort of names to go to the top there. Sean, yeah, Woody Lim, you're welcome there. 1% commission. I'll take the $4, but there it is. Cowbell, you are welcome, Woody. There you go. People making money off these trades. That's what I like to see. Join the club, Woody. Thank you so much. You've been fantastic and good Twitter follower as well. There goes JP Morgan. Hopefully you have this one too, Woody. 95.60 going to the top side right now, breaking through that day's high. Let's just see what does happen here to this name, JP Morgan, going upside now. We'll wait to see if it does hold out, but American Airlines, maybe 1280 on a break, guys?
Yeah, I was looking at American a little bit earlier, but I want to get back to CCL, which I have not traded at all. We're going to go to Brennan in just a quick second. CCL making a big-time run to the upside. We did want to be shorting this one, but the reason we can is look at this redonkulous trend up. We're looking at some levels upside 1650. It would be the next one. If it can base out there, maybe we'd think about a short. But Brennan, what do you got?
Yeah, big-time strength in those cruise operators today. VXRT here, guys. Vaxart 31% to the upside. Had a huge offer that was sitting at $4. Got taken out all in one shot. Look at that volume spike there on VXRT. Nice look up 30% for VXRT, guys.
I'm having another look over at our good friend INO. We did take some shares out on that break. Now we're looking at another opportunity for a possible dip buy. We'll call it VWAP. We'll call it that pre-market area break, 40, 50, whichever it is. If it bounces off of this price on a pullback, I'm going to look to enter some more shares to the long side. We're maintaining a stop, but I'm going to move the stop. Now that you're doing VWAP bounce plays, the stop comes from low to about 25.80 or so, maybe 25.75. Again, if it's going to be a great trend, much like yesterday, I want to be a little bit more aggressive. You take some of what you made the last couple of days on INO and look to see if it continues that trend and do even better. That's what I've noticed on those little pullbacks, and I don't want to be missing out on them if they happen. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
Volume again today, guys, on Sonos here. SONO just got alerted on volume spike there above yesterday's high. Just got taken out 1465. Big time volume, relatively speaking, on Sonos today, guys.
Sonos, hey, that's twice you've come up with that as well for us. So I'm just tweeting out here that we are having our CEO, a big guest, guys, Peter Horvath, coming through from Cannabis for Cannabis on High Times magazine. So I'm just tweeting that out right now. Go find that for that Twitter handle. Okay, right now we do still have INO going to the upside. We're waiting for 2740. That's going to be the call right there. JP Morgan just bouncing around here. Maybe we'll get some out at 70. Take a little bit out, but decent amount of shares here on this name. We do like this one for the long side here. We do take out some of our Apple here right there for 80 cents at 359. Let's wait to see. Again, slippery slope, man, holding Apple short and JP Morgan long, but there goes JP Morgan. It just goes to 80 there. Damn it. Should have had some orders out there. We'll take some out if it does that again, guys.
Yeah, and we'll take some out in front of 50 again on INO. Unable to get that. It doesn't go very far in that reload, so you don't get the bounce off VWAP, which I was looking for, to be honest with you. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth and get this bounce on Hertz and not take it, guys. I do like it much better, 93, 94, 95, but if it's only going to give me 90s, I'm probably going to have to start the reload at this price if I want to stay net short after that break. We got to jump into these shares on this little pullback. Only shorting pullbacks in front of 2. Only long will be if it breaks 2 even on Hertz.
We're getting out of a little bit here. We did get a nice little out there, 75 or so, 74 on JP Morgan. So we're still holding that, still holding 2/3 on that baby. And yeah, by the way, bang, there it is. Beautiful trade on INO today. INO, JPM, Uber, and Workhorse. All nice trades for us so far here today. Uber, not great. We are negative on Uber, but we're positive big time on everything else. INO to the moon, guys. Let's not even consider dropping this one off at all. JP Morgan now coming back to the downside. We're giving this one all the way down here to 94. 90-ish, this little bunched area right there. It's not even that bunched area, but I just don't want to give it through 95. We'll give it a little bit more room. 94.90. There goes Apple again. This is $1 in the money. You know what, guys? Let's just call up our position board. I know that that's sometimes a little bit hard for you guys to read, and we always get requests for this one. So here we go. My feet don't get tied up in this thing. Apple right now, 93-cent winner. That's on board. 97-cent winner on board right now on INO. And JP Morgan, 8-cent loser, but that's moving around with these futures. So far today, it has been one of these kind of days. What is going on? We can't even keep track. It's been a monster day so far. Big time trading. Let's go revisit Uber and see if we can make some more money.
Guys, watch out on NEO here. A lot of people might be looking at that 7 even break. Good break from yesterday afternoon, pre-market top. But look out here. If you do look at the high of yesterday's session, and then also go to the pre-market of yesterday's session, 708 to 710 is going to be a big level break as well. So if it fails, a lot of people might have gone long that 7. They might be stopping out there when it returns around, possibly at that 708. So that's the level I'd be looking at to see if you can get a secondary breakout in NEO here. But also, man, if it rolls over right now, I'm probably going to dip into a quick scalp short using that 708, 710 as a bit of an out. So good look. I didn't see who put it up there in the chat, but thank you for bringing this to our attention. It's also time for Happening Now with Brendan at the big screen.
Oh, JP Morgan.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock already. We're off the lows, still negative, but definitely off the lows as far as the market is concerned. Let's have a look here. S&P 0.35% now to the downside. The Dow, the NASDAQ about the same. You can see in the pre-market, the NASDAQ was leading or holding up a little bit better than everything else. Not so much anymore. Tech stocks to the downside. The Russell 1% negative territory. Here in Toronto, the TSX about 0.25%. I'll show you a couple of names to look at in a second here if you're trading the TSX. Worth noting, BOVESPA, Brazil stocks in positive territory. A nice look for Brazil so far. BlackBerry, we showed you the one down in the U.S. Here's the listing in Toronto, reporting earnings, gapping down on that earnings report, but straight back up to where we were yesterday. Earnings were kind of in line with expectations for BlackBerry. My tablet has restarted. So yeah, I was going to show you some of the banks, a little bit of positive territory today. Banks providing strength, energy names as well, guys. We'll send it back over to you.
Go back here because look what happened again. Superman is in the building. No, it's not Dwight Howard. Look at look what just happened to JP Morgan, guys. Bang, right up to 96. So we hammer that one again, guys. It's a roller coaster, but if you're on board, then you are enjoying yourself because right now we got out of our Apple trade. That blew to the upside. We had 10% left. That is no problem. Thank you, Miss V, for the reload. Thank you. Okay, upside now, $96. Just takes that out. What a great out there on JP Morgan. So Valeria brings the coffee, and we do that. Superman to the upside one more time. JP Morgan for the win. 10 cents in the money on that one. And you know your boy has INO, so let's just keep going, guys.
Guys, IDEX, I just took some shares out in front of 266. I've been only short this name. I will continue to short it all the way downside. It is going to be SSR, so we did miss it on the offer here at 284. Fair enough. We're short at 299 here on IDEX. I'm also looking firmly at our other short position. That's going to be IZEA. You don't want to mix these two up. IZEA is up 16%. IDEX is coming off rather heavily, guys. So IZEA, I have reloaded in front of 140. 140 Nike has been my stop. If it breaks through there, I will not go long. I'm looking for a break of the high to go long on that one. $1.65 would trigger me into the long position. I do have that long still in INO on the 27 break. We've had four separate long positions. First one didn't win. The last three are three separate trades. This is the last breakout that we've taken at 27 even. I am also still going to give you guys what's updating in Hertz. It's the same structure trade. We did reload aggressively here, not waiting for 195. I reloaded at 188. I'm going to still look to take some out in front of $1.75 and try to be short this as long as we're below that $2 range. I'm not going long unless I see a break of 2 on Hertz, and even then it's likely to be a scalp. So the only position that's not working right now, we're going to go to that workhorse. I'm short here at 895. Work this one in front of VWAP. If it takes out 25, that's going to be a 30-cent plus slippage hit. I wasn't looking to take anything out until we get to 850. So you run the math there. It's about a 40-cent win if you get that first leg to the downside. I like the structure here. It failed to take out the top. It's now trying to hold this pre-market secondary level at 925. That happens. We retest the low. There's your structure on workhorse. First time I got into it right here on the short.
Guys, you want structure. Look at this trade. JP Morgan, another one. This is a 70-cent winner. A JP Morgan long right here, 95.60, up to 30 right now, guys. Look at this beast. Hopefully you guys have that. Let me know if you do, guys. Wow, what a great 95, 96.40 now, 65 cents, guys. What 2 trades do we have on? Yeah, it's just that kind of day. I could already, that's back-to-back days. We already hit our goal, and it's 10.05 right now. INO 26.51 dollar winner. JP Morgan 85-cent winner. So we say to that one, huh? Where did that come from? Put that in there. What a trade. What a great day. We could stop, but then what would you guys do, right? So we'll keep on trading. 96.50. This is like $1 in the money now. JP Morgan, let's go.
And bye-bye workhorse. So it fails to go on the long. It fails to hold on the short. That one's going to get added to, of course, Disney's was absolute garbage on that initial short. And the bounce play on Nike. Remember, Nike has earnings after market today. It hasn't reported yet. So bounce play off that little dip. Kevin just pointed out, Neil, you said it and you missed it. You're absolutely right, Kevin. Thank you for reminding me about that. If Nike can't actually break through this 180 level on this upward move, that's going to be a bit of a weak sign for me. So I might actually get away from the long unless we can bounce again off 99 or break through 180. That's the next price I'm looking at. If it ever takes out 101.40 at the high of day, next stop 102.50. Those are the levels I'm watching on Nike. We did get into that Neo trade, waiting for it not to take out the 7, but waiting for it to take out that 710 that I showed you guys from yesterday's action. We then bought the dip, that whole failed breakout kind of thing where they try to shake you out. It doesn't get past 703. It couldn't retest 7 even, so that's where I look for the reload with a 7 even stop, guys. So very similar breakout structure that we've used in the past. First leg will be if it makes fresh highs. I won't take anything out until there or our stop at 7 on Neo, guys. Strong mover. Once again, you just don't fight this one. It's always going upside.
Guys, yeah, big time. Yeah, right now, JP Morgan, $1 in the money, NIO, $1 in the money. Not sure what you guys were mentioning there. I was looking at Nike, but I am going to go long right now, breaking through $100.30. So I'm going to go long right now, breaking through this level right here, $100.30. So if it goes through, we will have that long. Right now, we do not. Let's cash out a little bit here of JP Morgan. We just got some out at 55 there on that 50 break. This is 80 cents in the money, so I think we should probably take some out. Like I said, we're already at our goal, guys. It's 10.05. Very important that you have those. When you have these kind of wins on, you got to take them, and then you can sort of, I'm already playing with Superhouse money right now. Have your goals in mind. It doesn't mean you don't need to reach higher, guys. So right now, today, Apple, huge winner. INO, I don't even need to tell you about that one. JP Morgan, Workhorse. You guys know that was a monster win for us. So everything working except for Uber. So now Uber right now, I mean, Uber's been okay. It was just this initial trade that was no good. Then we got it back here, but we are red on that stock. So we like to talk about all of our trades. And so far today, this is the only red one, and that is Uber. But JP Morgan now falling back to the downside. Let's trim some of this position off. What up, B?
NNBC, guys, nanoviricide, we trade this one on the show all the time. Another virus-related name popping up this morning on earnings. They actually reported in the pre-market there. 15% move through $8 was a decent long there, up to about 9. Bit of a pullback, but still lots of volume in NNBC, guys.
Yeah, definitely
Flip.
going to be a good opportunity in that one. I'm going to quickly throw the position board on so you guys can see what we currently have on. Of course, we have the long in NEO at 710. We'll give it only about 10 pennies. When you're taking a secondary break, obviously you've seen it run already like 40, 50 cents. Short Hertz at 190, that's in the money. If it breaks 80, we'll take some more out. Then 175, next target to the downside. IDEX, we're still short at 299. That continues to flush. IZEA, we're short at 134. That's about 10 cents in the money. Next leg out will be if it breaks 125, then I'll start taking more out there, guys. So we also have INO. I haven't really been, I've been long this one pretty much the entire time. It's back to about 27.20. Next leg will be if it can go to 28. That's where I would get out in front. Still looking for another break on that name, guys. So we have 2 longs and 3 shorts currently speaking. And NEO, oddly enough, the strongest stock is the one that's against me.
Yeah, guys, let's not talk about Rite Aid because, again, I had that, talked about it all through the pre-market. I told you we loved Rite Aid for a long there, and the price I was looking at was $14.50, but that does break in the pre-market. The next long would have easily been 15, and that would have been a hammer time position because of the value of the stock and because of the fact that it did have earnings and they blew it out. So, I mean, less of a loss than expected. So, Rite Aid, good look there. Thanks for bringing that up, whoever it was. But now I have what you call FOMO because I did have this one written down. But Neil talked about INO. Yeah, we're still a buck and change in the money. We've only been in this name one time today off this break, but that's what you got to do. You hit that one. There's, like Neil said, different ways of trading this one, but we'll wait on that. INO, my largest winner today by profit. JP Morgan is pretty damn close, but we'll wait to see if INO can take out now $28 to the upside. I'm not dropping any of this. We have some shares on board right now. INO looking to take out the high. Maybe 28 is on board soon. There's Uber. We'll take... Uber broke down below. Damn it. We missed that one. But look at JP Morgan. Still 70 cents in the money on this one, guys. Follow me all over Twitter here today. Here's Tesla. We did talk about that. We talked about the Workhorse break at 9:35. Tesla didn't break yet, but Workhorse sure did. We tweeted this one out over an hour ago that was going to be our trade, and that's a cash money millionaire trade right there. So Workhorse still going to the top side as we go. But we're looking for more, man. We'll trade some Bitcoin if it's there or not. But welcome to the show. If it's your first time, hit that like and hit that subscribe, guys.
Yeah, back to the old tricks over here. Hertz makes the break of 180. Like I said, we'll take some shares out there. We've taken out 181. We've taken out 180. Next stop will be 175. I just got out of INO there in front of 28. For me, I'm going to get out in front of key levels. I'll add on breaks. I'll add on pullbacks. So out in front of 28, I'll get back in on a break. I'll look for a pullback into that 27 mark as well to see if we can't sustain that. But the only positions I now have left are those shorts on, so IZEA, Hertz, and IDEX. But if Hertz goes any further than this, we'll make sure we're adding to our position on a 175 break. That's that opening range bottom. If it breaks that price, the next leg down, 140 to 150 is where we were when we were trading this one to the downside. Once we got past here the last time, that could be another target. As long as it's below 2, stick with that short, at least for now, in Hertz.
Okay, guys, yeah, oh, snap. Someone's saying, oh, snap, a Snapchat. But you know what, guys? It could be all about, look at, there goes INO, okay. Up to 28 right now. So this is $1.80, sorry, $1.40 now in the money. Look at that. Bye-bye. Bang, there it is. Let's floss this off. We go ham on this one. $26.50. This is going to be a $2 winner. Let's put some out at $28.50, man. Take the $2 and run away from that one. Nike right now, we do go long on that, breaking through $100.31. Let's wait to see what that does to the top side right now. But right now, it's big time trading today, guys. JP Morgan, $1 in the money. INO, $1.50 in the money. And we're going to wait to see Nike 10 cents out. But we'll wait to see what that one wants to do. But I think we are ready for Mr. Wickens at the big board. What up?
Few more names to look at, guys. Upgrades and downgrades coming your way. Right now, let's have a look at an interesting board once again. Finally kind of back in the right direction outside of Marathon Oil. Bit of a pop back to the upside for oil in general, so energy names showing a little bit of strength. This one down here, I'll show you in a second, but Patterson nicely strong today to the upside on a couple of upgrades. Fortive not really doing a heck of a lot. Was kind of watching that at the open, expecting it to move, but really didn't. Grubhub, you saw there as well, getting a downgrade. PDCO, that's Patterson, trend to the upside, kind of consolidating right here. 2150 looking like a bit of a problem. It's beneath 2150, holding as resistance right now, but a huge spike at the open up through 22. Little thinly traded though, so watch that one, PDCO. Here's Marathon Oil. Yeah, downgraded. Energy though kind of strong today, so you can see nice trend from 550 up to 595. Now we're back above this level from yesterday afternoon. To look at some upgrades and downgrades. Guys, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We do this every single day. We'd love it if you joined us, guys.
There's the stamp of approval. I'm going to show you that roller coaster ride. I'm going to tell you guys it's very, very important when you have a strategy, you get right back on that horse. If you make bottom wick on a long like this, the structure that I like the dip in INO, I like the break, I like the failed break pickup, and then we had a decent area for a stop. Maybe I should have given it 10 cents more. You could easily be all kinds of FOMO. You could be sitting there salty, or you can get back in when it takes out the top. You can add to the position just like you did on the dip, like you anticipated, and now you'll reap the benefits of it, guys. If you get off that horse, you're just not going to see those wins after the fact. And if you got setups, you can't throw them out the window because you started off the day with a loss. Especially when you do make bottom wick, it's going to look ugly. It's going to feel like crap, but it doesn't matter. Jump back on here and look at INO continue to run to the upside.
Yeah,
so you've got to look at what it works for you and stick with it. I've been taking every break since the beginning here. I've been reloading where I can. Unfortunately, the last dip didn't really give you that 27 that I would have liked. That's okay. We got the 28 break again. We'll take some out in front of 50. We'll take some out in front of 29. We'll take the next break when it comes. We'll see if this one runs to $30. Rinse and repeat. Just because your first trade doesn't work doesn't mean you get away from it, guys. You do that, you're just going to be missing out on profits, and you can see what's happening in INO.
Yeah, and we ain't missing out on any profits right now, guys. We flossed that one off. INO just took it out for $2 winner. Now we have on board a $1.95
Big
win on
seller
that
there
one.
at 50 there. You see that there? 70,000 shares on 28.50. We get through that.
Guys.
Yeah, we're going to get that 28.70, 28.80 in front of that 29, guys. So big time seller just got chewed through like it was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, these sellers don't. Look at this trade on JP Morgan, guys. I mean, I just hope that some of you can have this one. We're going to hit my favorite right now. We'll hit our favorite Superman right now as we're going 97.20, guys. Wow, this is $1.50 in the money. Let's put up our board just to show you. I also reloaded on Nike, which is a banger right now. Look, like this is what we're doing today, guys, honestly. 26.51 long, INO, right? Good trade. JP Morgan, 95.65 long. You know that's $2 in the money. And there's our Nike blasting up, $100.24. Look, we've given you all these calls. I'm sitting here taking these positions. We're looking at charts. I'm trading small caps, big caps, large caps, scalping, whatever you want. There goes Nike. Yeah, you hit that Superman, baby. Here we go. Look at this reload to the upside. Just keeps on going up. $100.35. Bang! We love Nike. We are at our high of the day. Good thing we didn't stop at 10 o'clock. We've now almost made double our goal, guys. Go ahead.
Do we have, sorry, I thought maybe we were running to Valeria or Brendan there, guys, but I'm just working my orders here on INO. Like I did say, we broke that 28.50 seller. I've gotten out of my shares when it broke on that momentum. The next stop is 28.80 high, but I'm looking firmly at 29 even. On a pullback, I'm watching 27.50 at this point, and then from there to 27 even, guys. I can tell you I wouldn't go long. I just told somebody on the chat there, and I don't know who it was, that I wouldn't go long on WKHS until it took out the top. Well, it took out the top, guys, so you can count me on the bullish side here. 975 just got taken out. If it fails to 950, that could be a nice little reload point there if it wants to make any kind of a failed break and then jump back up here, guys. So Workhorse, hard right turn off the bottom here at 850. And now let's see if it can hold this 950 area. Valeria, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Neil, and hey guys, welcome everyone who joined us for the first time. Please subscribe to this channel and join us every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And guys, please support us with likes, hit the thumbs up if you didn't yet. I know that you're very busy with trading and watching the show, but please just take 1 second, like this video, and we'll be happy. Please stay tuned, we have a very interesting interview later. So I'll see you later and back to traders.
All right, we're just talking about our current positions on here. INO, obviously that's a $2 winner. Actually, you know what? I won't tweet this out. Thank you for everybody following me on Twitter. And yo, thank you so much for everybody on chat here. I see everybody talking. They sold JPM. What's up, Suleiman there? Nice trade on that one, guys. $2, 39-cent winner. Big trade for you, Suleiman. Thank you so much for that, love. And yeah, let's just keep this party rocking and rolling. Today's been another monster day. Yesterday was one of my best days of the month. Today, we could beat that, so we'll wait to see. Obviously, more to come. I don't stop trading when the show is over, believe it or not. We go all afternoon. That's why. Follow us on Twitter. Here it is, at TraderTV Sean, guys. Follow me here. Uh-oh, 3,300. Who's going to be number 3,300 on this one? That's TraderTV Sean. We'll talk about my Instagram when we get back. What up, Beep?
Fastly, guys. FSLY, we've been mentioning this one over the past couple of weeks, reaching all-time highs. This is not an all-time high. Had a bit of a pullback here, but 80.50 just got taken out there on a huge volume spike. Fastly still moving higher, guys.
I'm now all out of our good friend. Well, it's not really our good friend. We'll use an old one here. We'll floss it off because Hertz has been sort of a cash cow for a while. We're back on board with this one short side, 92s, 88s. It just got to that 175 mark. I was looking to reload on a pullback, but now we're gonna have to take the breakdown. 175 just got taken out. I think we're going to have to jump into the short if it gets even back to 180 or so. I wouldn't give that to $2. I think maybe you look at that sort of VWAP range and make sure it hangs below that price. But Hertz firmly back on the short sell radar for me, guys. I'm going to look for re-entry points. Someone also asked about dip buy opportunities in INO. Apologies for not catching who it was in the chat. It's really hard to see sometimes as fast as it is going to be going. I did want to look at 27.50. It just bounced off 28. That was our last breakout price. I think 29 is going to be a still break. We'll probably start scalping these off more and more shallow instead of 50s. Start looking at quarters. For me to get out, I've been getting in and out the entire way up here from that secondary push at 26. But I'm now going to be waiting for a dip into VWAP or 27.50 or a break of the high of the day, which I have already in for 29 even, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, just tweeting this out here on Peter Horvath coming through here from High Times Magazine right now. Nice little graphic here. Tweeted this out. Coming through right now at 11:45. We will see Peter come through the show, and that should be a really fun time for us here. So who's going to be number 3,300? What's Instagram at? We just started this about a week and a half ago. Let's see if we can get to 5 bills right now. Oh, there's Brendan. Hi, Brendan. There he is. We've golfed the last couple days there. Glad that we didn't get rained on. We're going to look to see if we can't go out next week as well. But let us know, guys, if you want us to come to your town and we will golf with you. Not sure that will be happening, but you can let us know anyways if you want to. Follow all of us on Twitter. And I think I might be the only one with Instagram, but we do have TraderTV.live, Valeria, on Instagram as well. So that should be fun as we move forward. But 11:45, guys, our guest of the day coming up here. Big time. Peter Horvath coming from High Times Magazine. That should be a fun time. We will look to see how that goes. But right now, JP Morgan, you guys know the INO. I know Neil's been talking about that one. So let's go to JP Morgan, the trade that your boy has on right now. Look at this. One time, guys. One time. And if you want education, I mean, this is what we're talking about. I look for these trades every day. If you guys ever see anything like this, hit me up. I'll take the trade. This right here, this little bunched up action. We know there's some money time in the banks. I already talked. Remember when JP Morgan was up only 0.8? And I said, wow, JP Morgan's much more aggressive than the market. Ding, 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 ding. Bang to the upside there. So JP Morgan explodes, and there you go. We have it. Look, I'm almost in chill mode here. This is not the Cannabis Cup, but we can talk to Peter about that when he comes on. But we'll raise this up again as we hold the belt. Someone try to take this away from me. Let's go.
CCL, guys, you just talked about the rollover. Someone was mentioning in NCLH, of course, Norwegian. But CCL holding the top end. And look at this 1580 to 1585 bottom end hold. 1620 is the top right now, 22 if you want to get technical. If we break out from here, you could have a nice little scalp long. I'm also going to be looking for the breakdown through 1585 if the market wants to try to come back downside. We're basically bouncing in a 20 handle range here in the ES. So at some point, you got to figure we break out of it. And if we break to the downside, you'll see me short in Carnival Cruise. We break to the upside, you'll see me scalped along in CCL, which is now positive on the day, believe it or not, after that horrendic start that we saw overnight. So CCL short through 1585, 1585, bracket long through 16, call it quarter as 22 is the high.
1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. 1585. Guys, I hate to do it already, but here we go. It is time to rock and roll. It is already fruit salad time, guys, as we go. So today's fruit salad brought to you by Blueberries. As you can see, a big time move happening. We'll hit the blueberry, we'll put it away. Wow, look at Nike, guys. Again, we talked about taking Nike to the long side. Look what we did to Nike right now. $100.08. Bang, right there, get that long. Look where we just took that out, 135. To say this has been a crazy day, we have a new, it just fell, Randy. What is going on? New microphone, hey Valeria, there's Neil there, not laughing at all, but here we go. This is a fun segment. There's Valeria, what's up Valeria? What's going on there? There you go, guys. You want the action, you got the right guy right there. Take that away as it just fell. I hope we didn't break that, Randy. That's on you if that broke, but looked like a fun little segment there. But look, the money comes
Randy
in, guys.
Can fix it.
Randy can fix it no matter what, but this is why we're having fun. We continue to do this. If it's your first time on the show, welcome aboard. Hey, Randy, what up? I&O right now. $3 winner, that's a banger on board. They can't show that, I don't think, because we have this up. JP Morgan right now, $2 winner. Nike, 11 cents. Not too bad there. How about those apples, guys? Big time trades happening today. This is what we do on the show, and this is why you watch. So let's just keep on going. Great call on Fastly there, Brendan, by the way. Just breaking through 81. Having too much fun to trade everything, guys.
I do believe we are actually ready for our good friend Brennan. It is going to be our small cap recap. Before we get to that, we did get the break again on I&O through 29. We'll take some, like I said, quarters and 50s after this run. I'm going to start tapering off and how big we hold these ones, not 50 and $1, quarters and 50s now on I&O. But time to go to Brendan, small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Let's have a look at a little bit of a sleepy session for small cap stocks once again, but still definitely opportunities. I&O all over the place. We've talked about it. IDEX, another one, $3 here ended up being the level from the pre-market there, down to 260. I mean, bit of an easy trade there, but nothing to worry about. Stress-free, anyways. IZEA was the other one we were talking about. 150, big congestion up here in the pre-market. Was looking for any kind of move back into that. Didn't happen. Down to 124 IZEA. I want to talk about Hertz as well. Hertz almost got to $2, but didn't quite. So I didn't get an opportunity there, but it did give you a little bit of a pop at the open to get a short down to about 170. So overall, small caps a little bit muted outside of I&O that we've been mentioning, but this one was a definite opportunity that we've been talking about over the past couple of days as well. Guys, back to you.
Going to quickly put the position board on. We only have shorts left now that we got that I&O out at 29, in front of 29.50. I think 41s was my last execution. So it's going to be breakout trades for now. For me, we're going to update this. I have only 3 shorts on. I reloaded when Hertz broke 175 to the downside. We already took a big win there, but now short at 173 again. IDEX. Still short at $2.99. That's about 28 cents in the money. I am looking to see if it takes the bottom off one more time. And of course, IZEA all morning long. That's been in the morning money for us, 134. No reason to get out of those types of shorts. If they have a slow grind to the downside, I'm going to be all over them every single time. I do want to get you guys to the one stock that I said I was not going to touch. Somebody in here said in the chat, can you look at KTOV? I mentioned unless it breaks and holds below $1 or takes out the top, I'm not going to be involved in the middle of this range. I'm going to stick to that. I don't see any reason. Look, you can be long at 103 and take it out for that little 10% win. That's a great trade there. I want to see it break down below $1. I want to see it take out that 120 level to the top side. It has done neither of those things. So for me, I'm jumping to a few other names. One of them might actually be GNC on an 80-cent break. It did try to get back above $1, so it did make a run off of the open and then fail through that price. If it makes another leg to the downside, we're shorting an 80-cent break on GNC. Of course, yet another name under bankruptcy, falling for that bankruptcy, so watch out for them. They've been under a tremendous amount of pressure, but it's a big bounce today off of a move at 60 cents at the close. So it is up 40% on the day, giving a lot of that back right now on GNC. When it comes to I&O, if you can't guess what the next level is going to be, I really don't know what to tell you guys. 27, 26, 27, 28, 29, what do you think is next? 30. If 30 breaks, fine, we'll go into the long. At some point, I'm probably going to try the short and get my head blown off, but not yet. I'm going to take a 30 break. We'll continue the quarters and 50s runs, but I feel like at some point I got to try at least short this name, but just not just yet. It's still breakouts for me at 30. Pull back now to 28.25. That's where I would get maybe back in and give it to 28 even, guys.
Guys, right now, INO right now, I mean, we're still riding this thing high. This is a $3.15 winner right now on INO, the biggest trade. I mean, INO, JPM, Nike, whatever, we've got them all. Apple as well. Look at Nike, guys, just cruising along. This is a big win. We took shares again. Look at JP Morgan. This is also another monster win. It's the only 3 that we have on board. So we're going to look for some more for you guys here. So, but again, part of it is you got to calm down and trade the positions that you like. And right now, I love this JP Morgan position. That's why we're holding this on board. And then INO, we talked about that yesterday. This has been like my biggest stock pretty much all week. Yesterday, we crushed this. Today, I don't even need to keep going over it. It's just been an absolute monster. So no matter what kind of stock you want today, it has been a big one. Needless to say for us today, we can put up, actually the scoreboard actually doesn't even work when it goes to the upside right now. But so we'll show that afterwards. But let's go to Brendan right now, quick.
Zomedica Pharmaceuticals here, guys. If you like the little penny stocks, very, very small priced, 20 cents right now, but huge volume spike just came in there. They released a research report on some trials and data that they are working on. So ZOM on the NYSE exchange here, guys, 15% today.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to get out 28.80 there on a break. We're going to check out ZOM. There's that 28.80 level right there. We'll take that out for a ho-hum $2.50 winner. We're going to let JP Morgan see if it can retake the highs here of 27.80. We may get into more of that. Wow, Spotify. Did I hear that correctly on the chat there? 261. How do you hear something on a chat that's only not verbal? But okay, 261 now. Spotify up another 7%. Wow. I'm a shareholder of this one at an embarrassing price of like 113 or something. This stock 130 something. This stock going upside right now. Might have to take some of this off. This is just ripping. What is Square doing? I know Square gave some back yesterday, but today it is wowzers. There's so many opportunities today. Good thing we've been crushing it, but this has just been another one. Missed opportunity here on Square. I got to actually reset my headset here as there is some feedback. But look at Workhorse. We took Workhorse long, guys, and crushed that off the open. We're now making new highs. I wonder, did anybody take Tesla long through 960? That just happened right now as well. My order, I guess it didn't trigger, or did I cancel them? I'm not sure, but we did want Tesla through 960. So if you do have that, congratulations. That's a quick $2-3 for you there. Tesla, nice win through 960. Again, I tweeted that out at 9 o'clock, guys.
Yeah, watch out for Rite Aid here. It made one run at 16.25. It pulled back. It's now making another run at that price. Just look at the daily chart, however, and just remember every time it's tested through this price, it has actually resisted hard. First at 16, which just broke, but got through one time and turned around on a dime at 16.60. So a breakout at 16.25. I think you're going to let that run to 16.50 and then probably take your profit and look to see if there's a bit of a retracement, guys. So do watch out for Rite Aid. It could have some more juice to it, but it's putting in a lower high right now. I'm either long through a break of 16.25 or I'm not going to be on that name. We are getting a bit of a pullback now in INO, so opportunity, if you've missed out on this trade to the long side, the opportunity could be abound on a pullback. I haven't been able to catch a single dip since like 946 on this name, and now it looks like it does want to test the 28 level. If we can bounce anywhere around 28, hold for a couple of minutes here, probably easier to show you guys on a 3 and then zoom in a little bit. If we can catch and hold in around this 28 level, certainly going to get back involved in this one, see if it can't run to the high of day. You play the trend until it breaks. It has not broken yet on INO. If we retake 28.50, fantastic, but I haven't seen a retest of 28, and when we do, we're going to go long in front of that same price, guys. So I know the party is definitely not done. Workhorse, watch out for a 10 even break. And I'm still shorting Hertz in front of that 180 mark. It's not doing anything yet, but you had to have that first trade because that was the real banger.
We uppercut INO, guys, as we go perfect. Obviously, it's not perfect. I mean, it would have been perfect to get long here and then hold everything for 29.60. But there's that break right there. We get out at 65 there. Save ourselves a smooth 40, 50 cents on that break. But yeah, to say the banks are going crazy, I just saw someone talk about that one there. You can see, to say the least, banks are going crazy. And guess what, guys? We hammered that. So we hit the air horn for that one. Brendan, give us some more love, buddy.
Co-diagnostics we haven't talked about in a little while, up 3% today, but just took a pretty hard right-hand turn here from 1950 down to 1875 in a hurry here. Not seeing anything in the way of news on CODX, but worth a look, guys. Some volume to the downside.
Uh-oh, Apple breaking 263.50. Watch out here. I see some news on Apple there. Not news, sorry. I see some chat there about Apple and Apple going crazy. Yeah, we were long. We were long here. Apple, nice little breakout, but we're out of it now. Apple, still very profitable stock for us today, but not as profitable as it should have been now that it's back to not all-time highs, but days high right here. 363.20 coming through here on Apple. We hit that short. That was a good money maker. Actually, we were never long, actually. These purple ticks are short. So short, right there. Bang that out, then we get out. So nice little short on Apple, but we did dump that. Let's check back quickly on Nike. Again, I wasn't sure what Kevin and Neil were talking about. I think it was trying to go long through these breaks, but we did take that. We did get a nice little reload there on that. So $100.40. We'll get out again if it tries to test up here. $100.50. Maybe Roku could be a name that we want to go to.
Guys, I'm looking at Tesla here. It just tried to hold positive on the session and then rolling over right now. Look at the pre-market high, 968. Look at yesterday's afternoon top at 971. I do feel like there's an opportunity here. If it dips into that price, certainly you're looking at a breakout at 970. It's already made a big move to the upside. So I'm looking to, hate to say this, I'm looking to fade Tesla for the first time. We're in this range in the futures. You are seeing it try to roll over. We're trying to get past that 30-50. Arun talked about this range, guys, and we're still in it here. And as long as we're at the top, look to see me try to take that short on Tesla with a reversal at 970. That's going to be my stop, but I don't want a hard stop. It's always going to be an area stop there. Give it a few extra cents, 50, 60, whatever it might be. That doesn't really matter too much in Tesla. Don't get married to those even dollar numbers just because it's easier to think about, guys. So I'm going to take my first shot here in Tesla. Willing to add to it if it goes to the upside, but not past 970, guys. No way.
TSLA, okay. Yeah, we'll also have a quick look on that one. Yeah. For me, I'm not going to get too excited until this one reaches back downside. Okay, right here, guys, 97.25 will be our dump off there on JP Morgan. Again, we always talk about pigs getting slaughtered, and today we don't need that. We've already taken this to the high side. It's already cash money time kind of day for us here. So we were not turning bearish, but the market could turn there for sure. Let's put this up right now, guys. Coming up, we keep saying this, but it's a big, huge guess for us, man. We'll put that again. There it is. I don't know who's pushing that over there. Anyways, coming up right now, Peter Horvath, CEO of High Times Magazine, at 11:45. Follow me on Twitter. We've been tweeting that out as well. So that's been a big guess for us. When he comes through, it'll be a fun time on the show with Brendan asking a whole bunch of different questions. They have the Cannabis Cup coming up. They've been involved in a few recent stock situations. So that will be talked about at 11:45, cannabis coming through. There goes JP Morgan, and we get out of that one. And yeah, guys, guess what? It's just a money-making kind of day, so we rain that dollar bill down, and there it is, out of JP Morgan for, you know what, guys? Ho-hum, 95.65 out, 97.26, so just under $2 winner on that one. Our INO did come out, so that's been a good one for us as well. We get that out down there after this $2 long. That was a great trade off the open for sure there, INO, guys.
Yeah, I am looking at NCLH, guys, and I did see a couple of you guys mentioning it is starting to roll over. Very, very similar structure to CCL, so I'm not going to double up on that trade. If I'm shorting the break on CCL in a very similar top-end bracket, then I'm going to do the same thing in NCLH. It's just not a good reason to do it. So if we break to the downside, I'm already going to be exposed in CCL. Still, it's a solid trade here. If you're looking at this name and this name alone, have it break through 65, but then watch out for VWAP here. Take some shares off if you can scalp it, maybe look to add if it holds below, but make sure the market wants to roll over, guys. You got to pay attention to what's happening in the overall market. If we do hold this range or break it to the upside, you don't want to be caught short in NCLH when it's running up toward those highs, guys. I will quickly put the position board on a couple of new names that we have in here. I've added to my Hertz position more shares at 173, same price, guys, but I now have, of course, a starter short here at 960 on Tesla. Remember, 970 is that top end, 960 965 to 967 would start to enter that bracket. I'd look to get more shares if it fails there. Otherwise, we'll work with what we have in Tesla. I'm still in the money in IZEA short side. No reason to get out of that one. And same thing with IDEX. When you've got the trend direction in those small caps, when they come back in, you just hang on to them. Sometimes it can be all the way through the opening session or all the way through lunchtime. The one mover that I have not talked about and not touched today is PHCF. It's now only up 38%, but this was it almost doubled in the pre-market. We had no locates on this, and I was only willing to go short on PHCF if anyone is interested in that name. It did have one halt to the upside. If you're looking at the long, if it ever retakes 550 or so, could be a potential breakout. I've really only ever been looking short on PHCF, so that's the only reason I haven't mentioned it. Yes, it's a mover, and yes, it's done 12 million shares, and usually would be on the radar. But without locates, I'm not going to be playing this one, guys.
6 pot, 6-3 here. I guess I know Neil was talking about Macy's before, but not sure if he's still in that.
One and done on Macy's.
You're done.
Took
Okay.
one shot short, didn't work. Okay. I'm going to re-enter the shorts on. I think CCL at the top looks a little bit better to me than jumping into that space. Plus CCL better track record for me.
Yeah, CCL's been amazing. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit now short on Macy's just to make sure that we're sort of thinking the same way. But Macy's did get hot. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Macy's blows through that level, and then up here would have been some beautiful consolidation. That's the thing, guys. Like, I write it down every day on my little piece of paper here, some trades that I want to see, and there's a lot of them on there. And then when it gets blown out off the top, like that Uber, and I'll give you a good example right here. This is actually the only negative stock that I have on board today, or period today, and that was this name here. We wanted 29.75, so we took it to the short side. It didn't work, gets blown out. Then we revisit the short at that blowout price of $30, then hammer it to the downside. But we've been wrong on Uber, man. I thought Uber would be downside today. It's not a big hit. I mean, if you think about it, it opened at 30. We're at $30.26. So not a crazy one, but we are now short Macy's, and we're looking at this Nike trade here. Sorry, that's still Uber. We're looking at Nike trade to come out if it does get below this. And I guess Nike will wind up being roughly a flat trade for us, but we'll wait to see if 99.85 does break, Brendan. That's when we'll get out.
Guys, there were a couple of negative comments this morning on this name, mRNA, Moderna, to the downside big time, 6%, accelerating here in the last few minutes to the downside on pretty big volume. Held $60 though. Looks like 60 might be a level for mRNA, guys.
Well, that's a name that actually took off of my quote board a while back, but we are getting this break in CCL. I'm just looking to make sure my stop order is correct here because I should have gotten short. I'm not sure why we didn't. It means gonna have to manually see if we can get in here. You can see a couple of orders that I fired off when we broke this 1585 breakdown. Unfortunately, no executions yet, and I don't want to chase it too far. I do want this one in the 80s as opposed to catching it down in the 70s, but CCL rolling over. I'm going to assume that probably means the same thing for NCLH if you're watching that one as well. Just watch out. You want to make sure we break down below VWAP. You want to see if you can hold below this 16 even area. It's still at some point a breakout through 1625, that high a day. So all of those things remain in store for us here when it comes to CCL. I just wanted to start that position only if it showed enough sell action to break. At this point, we want to hold this range in front of 16. That's where you're working into position, guys, so that your average price is a reasonable one if you want to grab this short.
Here we go, Macy's. Look at that. Like, again, there is a 5-penny winner in 2 minutes. So we take out a little bit there on Macy's. I told you guys about that short. There it is right there. Bang, bang, out again. So, yeah, I mean, it just keeps on getting bigger and badder here for us. And we just explode the money all over the place today. It's been a big day. I know you can tell that just by seeing the action here on the trades. Again, follow us all on Twitter. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And actually, not only do we have that great interview coming up with Peter Horvath from High Times, but we also have, once again, and I got to talk to whoever's editing these on this, but there we go. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. But there we go. What kind of picture? Yeah, we better if it had that thumbs up right in front of it. But there we go. Pros and cons of pre-market trading. So that's going to come up at 11:55. We'll be dropping that link in. Check out our Market Wisdom page for that. We'll take that off the screen now. Take it off the screen. Uh-oh, I don't know what happened there. I pushed off, and now we go. Okay, just to give you guys an update here on Macy's, the out is going to be 1663. So we'll average back in if it comes back up here, but 1663 is the out, and we can't do anything until we get a sector watch from Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, that time again, we mentioned we did get back to positive territory for the overall S&P. Let's figure out why. Yeah, 0.08% for the overall S&P 500. Two things to look at. The first one down here, energy stocks. Almost the entire group, where'd they go? They're running away on me here. Here we go. Almost the entire group in positive territory. Just one, COG, to the downside. Everything else in positive territory. NOV, NBL, and PXD leading the way there. Halliburton, nice day as well, 3.3%. Energy stocks, very positive. The other group, these guys, banks, yeah, financial sector, again, almost the entire thing in positive territory. The banks leading the way, WFC, JPM, and HBAN, all about 3% to the upside. There are a few down here, diversified financials and insurance companies that are kind of offsetting the gains, but overall, financials are very strong. Consumer discretionary stocks, we mentioned this yesterday as being pretty weak. Once again today, we're seeing that as well. Hilton, LVS, Wynn, some of the hotel operators here in negative territory. Here's the cruise lines as well, RCL, NCLH. Don't see, oh, there's CCL, yeah, Carnival also there to the downside. But as we mentioned, they all gapped down as a group, immediately shot back to the upside. So a little bit relatively strong. DRI here, a little bit of news on that one today, 4.2% to the upside. Everything else pretty mixed as far as groups go. Tech stocks we saw leading the way yesterday, ACN and CTSH, 2.9% in positive territory, but everything else to the downside. So this one is actually negative on the day. Industrials, healthcare stocks also in negative territory. Over here, more negativity coming from utilities and material stocks. FCX, worth mentioning there, 2.5% to the upside. Pretty mixed board right across the entire spectrum here. Had the communication stocks up earlier, but yeah, they're way over here. There's Twitter, Disney, Viacom, 2.5%, 2+% declines right across the board. Went red again, guys, 0.05% to the downside now. Back over to you.
I just want to bring this up, guys. Look at this, guys, here. So right now, Tesla, this was tweeted at 9:17. Tesla 960 break. Bang. That's $5 in the money. Workhorse break 935. Let's see what Workhorse is doing. WKHS. Workhorse break 935. So right now it's 962. How high up did Workhorse go, though? 10, 11. So that's a $1 winner on a $9 stock, guys. So good trading happening here. But I do not have any idea why Tesla is still high. The market has come off right now. So this may be one to fade up here at some point. 966-ish could be a good little spot to start building a short. And then we'll see what happens back downside 960. But right now, very puzzling to me on this one. I guess it's electric cars rule the day here, guys.
Yeah, I'm already fading into Tesla. I've given you the structure of my trade, guys. I'm looking at yesterday's action. You talked about this 960 to 970. That's what we're looking at in the pre-market. So 970 has been the level for me the entire time. One more leg to get in here. I wanted to see if it tested this the pre-market high was 967, but you're also looking from that to 970. If it tested 67 and then rolled over, that would be my last entry point into Tesla. I won't take anything out until we retest 955. From there, want to see if we get up more in front of 950, and then you're looking to see if you can hold low of day. This is a big test of the top at Tesla. Ultimately, it's a $10 range we talked about. So you got to be willing to trade within the $10 range if you're going to be taking this type of a trade. So I'm doing that right here. I have my levels. I got my trade in. One more leg to get in. If we get it, fantastic. If we don't, it just means it went down right away. But Brendan, what do you got for his buddy?
Work, guys. Slack coming off in a hurry here. Big time sell volume coming into Slack Technologies. Failed up here, 3280. Just broke 3150. Going to check on this one, but Slack tanking right now, guys.
Yeah, I just average into that short rate here. So we are now short Slack. Good call there, Brendan, 57. So we'll wait to see if it can break back through 32. It's kind of where this all started, so we'll wait to see if that can come in, and we'll average in until that point. But what did I miss the news there, or it's just a big move, Brendan? Nothing yet. Okay, so we'll wait to see on that one. Slack right now breaking. It's probably just breaking this low. So I'm a little bit nervous there. Would like to have some concrete news before this. So we'll average in one more time and then get out at 32 for a 40-cent hit on that one. And again, guys, we don't average in huge to these positions when we don't know what the hell is going on. So here we go. I'm actually probably not even going to get into this one again. So we'll just let this one ride right now. 3160, 3157 short side on Slack. Let's just wait to see what it wants to do up here here at 32. Downside target, maybe where this wick is. If we can get some out in the 20s, that would be pretty sweet, but that's a 60-cent move from here. So don't know if it has that in it, but we'll take it. I like when Brendan comes with the breaking news on these big-time stocks. So there it goes, out. So we'll wait to see now what does happen with Slack, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking at Carnival trying to sustain this move to the downside. It hasn't done it so far. I wanted it to get to 1550. It has not done that. We have to say wait until 16 to add any more shares into this short, and don't let it take off that top as the market trying to bounce back through. Well, 10,000 we're at on a dime in the NQ bouncing back and forth here. Brendan, what do you got for us, buddy?
Salesforce, guys, related to Salesforce, it looks like apparently Salesforce going to use its own messaging application. Join me, won't you, while I post this on the bottom of the screen up there so everybody can see the headline. Yeah, Salesforce going to use its own messaging application instead of Slack's. Guys.
You know what? F that.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. I'm going to go short right now. That's not good news. So now I'll take a real position short and then just see. We'll get it out here if it breaks above 32.15 or so. So there we go. Let's ignite this one. We aren't in real position now on Slack to the downside. That makes sense to me. Let's go down. Look, you don't lose Amazon as a customer and think that you're just going to be chilling out. So let's go to the downside now on Slack and just wait to see 32. I'm just going to give it to this little break right here. 32.20. Let's just call it that. We'll give that room. Slack now. 32.20 to the downside. Macy's doing well as well.
I'd actually look at Slack as well, breaking back below 31.80. This is the pre-market bottom. This is also the opening range bottom at about 9.45. So, as much as jumping into something after hearing the news, I also like it to add to a position at 31.80. It's going to be tricky to not, look at this 32.40 area and say I'm going to give it to that price range, guys. But that's a bit of ways away, so I'm not going to add anything unless we get a breakdown or maybe consolidation at 32.25, guys, because 32.40 looks like the level to the upside that I'm going to have to be playing with on that trade. I don't want to get too far away from INO. Like I said, I stopped holding the long and only started taking breakouts. And now we've actually got some consolidation around 28 even. It's tested through 1, 2, 3 times over here through that 28 mark. If it makes a secondary push, you're looking to see if it takes out 29 again to the upside with a 28 stop. That's going to be in the cards potentially here. But this market, it does feel like we're running out of a bit of steam here at that 10,000 mark. You're bouncing back and forth flat on the day on the NQ. You don't want to overtrade INO at this point. You've made money on the stock already if you've been following along here. So I'm now looking to see if we can break up again through 29. We'll take a bit of a breakout trade to the high of the day. I still have an order to go long if 30 breaks at any point. So there's nothing wrong with having that one in there. Tesla basically bouncing flat, in the money $1, out of the money a couple of dollars. That one I've got a wide range on this short. 62.50 is my price. If it tests 67, my average price on a 70 break should be right around 64 to 65. That's the target there. You got to be willing to play the entirety of that range if you want to play Tesla, guys.
What is FB doing as well? Let's check out FB, Facebook. Yeah, we're holding that Slack, guys. I gave you that target, so that's what we have on. We can put our position board on real quick after this, actually. Psych. On that one, guys. How you like that? Look, this is why I'm here. 235 to the downside. You can see here, Facebook looks like it wants to break. That was funny, right, Rob? Yeah, that was good. That was good. Okay, right back down to the downside. 235.50 maybe for a break on this name right here. But look at Macy's. That continues to go down. Okay, guys, position board time. We'll call that up right now. Update it. Make sure it's right there. It is. It is. So here comes Macy's right now. 6 penny winner. That's a nice little short on board right there. Decent shares. 20 pennies now on work. We're on the bid here at 70. I'm going to turn around because I told you we had shares on for this one. So we need to make sure that this trade can happen for us. I'm sitting here in the 70s. I guess it's 73. As if it bounces off 74. We're at 73 right there. See if we can't get off 10%. We're sitting right here. You can see our order sitting right there with ARCA on the level 2 right there. So we'll wait to see if it cracks through 70. Can't believe it goes to 74 there. That's crazy. But we'll wait to see if work continues its downside move here. I do like what you're talking about on that one, Brendan. Good little update for us. Thank you so much for that one. And it looks like, Neil, I think your Tesla's now coming back down, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth keeping in mind. It's in the money $3, which seems great. But remember, the upper end of this range, and I don't want to show you guys the 1 minute chart because you got to look at the 3 or the 5 and look at yesterday's price action. You needed to break down below this 58 level before I'm taking anything out. It needs to get to this consolidation area before I take any more out. When you're doing this type of structure of a trade, maybe you just look at it and say, okay, it's a $96 stock, it's a $9.60 stock, and the perspective is a little bit easier to work with here because, for me, you'd stare at a $3 winner that I'm looking at right now, and that is not where you get out of all your shares. I will take some out as we dip down to 57 there. So yes, we'll take a $5 winner off on this one. But it's not a big win until you test 950. That's what it's all about. If it retakes the top end and I'm reversing long at 970, that's only half right. We needed to test 950 again for this to be a real banger trade, and then the lows of the day, guys. So Tesla, it's already profitable for me, and that's great, but we're not done by a long stretch of the imagination. 10,000 just held to the downside on the NASDAQ. All of the shorts we have on are working, and I literally can't make this up, and I'm going to update the position board on you because the only short against me is Hertz of all things. You got to be absolutely kidding me that is the short that is not working for me right now. I'm short at 176. It's at 79. Tesla's in the money right now. I have 65 as my last entry, $6 on that one. Work is flat for me. I added it to 3180 break. And I feel like you got to give this one to the quarters, guys. We're short in IZEA. That's in the money deep as well. And IDEX past that 33 cent mark in terms of profitability. Carnival's flat for me, but I haven't really added back into that position. I'm just sort of sticking with the initial entry there. So no add for me on yet on Carnival. If it breaks down any further, I will do that. But Brennan, what do you got for us?
Just getting alert on Workhorse, guys. Another one we were talking about. WKHS was sitting here at 950, trying to hold 950. It bounced off it a few times, but finally got through that bid. So a little bit of a volume spike to the downside now for WKHS, guys.
Just looking at that for maybe a long, but we'll wait to see. I do see some talk there on the chat here. Where is my out for work? So we did get that right there, so we'll hit it. And I don't have a logo for them, so we'll just hit a cowbell on that one for a nice little, that was a short there at 94. So that's 20 cents right there on work. But yeah, my target is more down here, 31.25-ish, if we can get that. I mean, I don't even mind it coming to this closing spot here, 31.30 for work, especially, guys, if this market does fall. Another 20 cents in the money right now as we speak. I'm going to get into Tesla. I mean, it looks like it's still falling, I think. Just a little bit back up. That's okay. Yeah, 55, 56, 54. This little area needs to crack for me, so we're going to wait till down here. Hopefully it gets there. I know Neil has that short, so let's see if it comes down through 955 area for me, but that's a good trade no matter which way you look at that one. What about JP Morgan, guys? Good out there, but now we're sort of bunching up again, so I'm looking for a reload here. We may go long, 96.90. Just if it's your first time joining us, we have multiple charts up. We're not just using the 1 minute is what you generally see on the board there. But yeah, you see the Green Bay Packers love there on my email. And then you have different boards here, different level 2s up and charting 1 minute, 3 minute, 12 minute. We talked about a 12-minute chart yesterday on our show, our educational show. And then we have the futures and a couple quote boards. So let's go, guys. JP Morgan, we're going to take a look at that one and see what we can do.
Yeah, I'm going to try and give a little bit of context. Look, I'm not Arun. I'm not a futures trader, but you guys got to see what's happening over in the NASDAQ. We did have this sort of stair step to the downside overnight. You had the flush off of the open, bouncing off of this overnight low, and then you're failing to break through the high, right? And then you're teetering down around that 10,000 mark. So, and again, I'm not a futures trader, but I'm expressing this trade through Tesla. I mean, obviously speaking here, and
short CCL.
That's what you got to do sometimes, there, guys. But everything actually now going in the money for us. Yeah, shoot, CCL, you're right. Thank you very much, Sean, because I've been ignoring that CCL position. I do need to get back to it as it's finally back through VWAP. My first leg out was going to be in front of 1550. I never got to add to this position at 78. I did have to chase it when it broke 85. I wish I had chased it more aggressively and gotten more shares in here between 75 and 80, but we have what we have. First leg out in front of 50s. After that, I mean, if it gets back to the quarters, that'd be fantastic. The market's barely even falling, and here comes CCL.
Yeah, guys, we gave that to CCL right now. This is a big boy spot, 1566 on this kind of a break. You guys know I love that. We got out a couple times here, 61 and 62, so we'll wait to see what it wants to do on the top side now. You can get out if it breaks back above here, 1584, but right now CCL has been, for me, a flossing kind of stock. Bang! Bang! It's gone. There it goes. CCL, let's go, guys. Breaking through 1560. Your boy has this, and we got real shares on board. So let's go. Look at work. We get some out at 75 before that bounces around. I'm going to change my target a little bit, I guess. It doesn't seem like it wants to fall too much here, but we'll wait on this one. Workhorse getting out of that one. We got out of 30% so far on the downside. Let's just hope CCL can crack this 60, guys. Had a hard time right there. Let's see if it can do it this time, cracking through 60s. If the futures fall, then yeah, we have a banger here, guys.
Yeah, my approach on Workhorse is going to be to keep all the targets in, but tighten up the stop. It's frustrating that it's not coming down, especially with the market falling. It actually wants to bounce. I'm going to tighten the stop up here to about 32.10 instead of 32.25, but leave all of my downside, sort of take profit in play there, guys. So I'm short at 83. I added on the way downside instead of on the way up when Brennan gave that news. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where you sometimes have to take advantage of it. If the market flushes, I can't see any way on that news that Slack isn't going to go to the downside. It just seems like it's a little too obvious to me, but that can always be wrong. I haven't taken anything out further on that Tesla. It's in the money about $8, but remember what I was talking about earlier? I want to see it break 55, and that momentum into 950, that's where my last out is potentially going to be. If we can get that, at that point, we're looking at about a $12 winner, so that would be fantastic. But it's already, what, is it 10:56 already? Wow, time's absolutely flying. We need to get to the big board. Let's go to Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, a little technology issue, but we solved it, so we're good to go here with currency segment. We'll have a look at cryptocurrencies first. I want to talk about Ethereum to the downside, about 0.5% to the downside today for Ethereum. Just wanted to mention this 234 area. This is an hourly time frame, so we got to go back all the way out to April, March-ish on Ethereum. But there's a couple of areas to be aware of, 234 and then 234 quarter. Big time resistance, so we're coming back into that kind of 234 area from the downside. Here we go, 233.91, down about 0.5% today. Same story for Bitcoin to the downside, back below 9,400. Most of the week we've been holding 9,400 as support, back to 92.40. Everything else pretty muted on this board so far today. Outside of the euro, down 0.3%. A little bit of data out early on this morning over in the European region. Our Canadian dollar 73.25. These two still in positive territory. Japanese yen, Swiss franc. As I mentioned, though, everything else pretty muted so far as currencies are concerned. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brennan. I can safely say that Hertz and Slack have reversed positions for us. Hertz is going back to the downside here. I did fade into this one in front of VWAP, as we mentioned we would do. I was previously shorting in front of 2 on the way down. You know, as it works in the money for you, obviously you're going to have to start chasing this trade. Otherwise, you're just not going to be net short. I am looking to take some out at 73 if I can. The rest of these orders have been here. I've been net short the entire time to get out on a 170 break down to about 165, which was a previous level, guys. So Slack is against us right now. CCL still in the money, but only about 10 cents. I haven't really taken anything off because I wanted to get to that 16.50 mark. Tesla still about $7 in the money, and I'm sort of ho-humming about trailing this one as the market is in this sideways trade, which is just annoying the heck out of me. And Tesla's running into this level from the pre-market. 955. You know, you have to note it was a failed breakthrough this price. It got to 60 and then came back in. If I trail it, I could lock in $5. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm not going to put the trailing stop in. I'm going to stick to the structure of the trade originally. Yeah, you're going to have to sit here and maybe look at $7, $8, $9, run away from you and be break even or even a losing trade. But there's no way that you can get the bigger winners if you aren't willing to hang on a little bit here. And the futures are still holding that 10,000 mark on the NASDAQ, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, yeah, the market coming back a little bit there, but still near its bottom. So we'll see right now, market bunching up just a little bit. Okay, CCL, we did get some more. Where did I say my L was? I put a stop in there. So 85.86. So we may get out of this CCL trade as the futures now making moves back to the upside there. We're not going to be able to hold it all the way against us here. So CCL, we did average in, like this is a trade that so far it's been all positive, but again, you know, if we get taken out of the top, we do. So CCL, this is our first, I think this is my first trade today. Let me see. Yeah, no other executions on this name yet today, but we're coming up to a kill spot right now on CCL. Just a quick update on Macy's. We're out of more than half of that one. You know, look at this, guys. This is just how I think we both basically trade and how a lot of us trade. When we get down to key levels here, you got to take some off. So we go short there, out there. That's a nice little function of a trade. Perfectly structured there. Remember, we have direct market access, so we're not paying like $10 or $5 a trade. Most of these trades, I'm actually getting paid to add liquidity to these names. So good little trade there on Macy's. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, guys. Oh, did I break? Oh, by the way, we are having right now coming up in about 45 minutes, CEO high times. Oh, good. 3,300 now broke. Here's the little ad that we have on. Let me show this on for you guys right now quickly. Coming up, guys, at 11:45, CEO from High Times Magazine. You definitely want to check that out coming through. Peter Horvath. It's going to be an exciting one with Mr. Wickens. He's going to crush that interview as per normal. So that'll be a good show, good end to the show. Also, we do have our video. I'll do the next one too, guys. Why not? I'm right here. Coming up again after the show. It's 11:55, but as the interview's going on, Valeria will drop the link in the chat for our other video. Worst picture ever, pros and cons of pre-market trading. It looks like I'm a waiter right there, but we'll go off on that one. Thank you to the production team for that great picture. And we'll just go on, keep going on. Are we ready for Valeria or Brendan? Looks like Miss V at the screen. Let's take that away.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a pretty positive territory today, except for Russia, down 0.88%. Britain is up 0.56%. Germany is up 0.89%. France is up 1.21%. And Spain is up 1.16%. Well, guys, Wirecard filed for insolvency and fell on those new 76%. That's all with the Europe, and I'll see you later. Back to traders.
I was up 100, and that's like...
Guys, I'm going to try and follow in the chat and answer some questions, but I just gave a shout there. Searching Life, at Searching Life, let us know what symbol you're talking about, because I can't always follow along. I'm glad that whatever explanation it was might have helped, but I don't know which symbol you're talking about, and I'm literally in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions right now, so it could be any one of the ones I just talked about. I want to get back to Carnival Cruise Lines here. This is that short here where you get this little break, and what you're actually looking to see is basically this. You catch the break at that 1685. You see it now hold that range at VWAP, so resistance at the price we're shorting through. I'm not taking anything out until it was going to be a break of 60 for 1550, but now I'd look to take a few shares off in front of this low that got made. So we'll call that 1562. You lock in about 15 cents profit, and then start to think about shorting when it gets back up here, maintaining a core short while also taking profit in here when it does this consolidation at VWAP. But Brendan, what do you have for us, buddy?
From the home builders group here, KBH to the downside today. Just noticed they reported aftermarket yesterday. You can see earnings obviously not good. We actually gapped significantly further from where we ended in the aftermarket yesterday, but back above 29 right now. It's kind of just passing back and forth through $29 even for KBH, guys.
KBH, why not? I'm going to quickly run through one more position that I've been in basically this entire time. I just got some shares out on our good friend Hertz, and I feel like I really wish we had a graphic for Hertz, but it is what it is. I'm going to hit this one. Back to the Future. It's a reference. If you haven't seen the movie, I don't know, go check it out. It's an absolute classic. But Hertz has been a daily occurrence for us the last couple of days, not trading it very heavily. But we are back on board with Hertz. I've been in position since 9:44. I've been only short. I've been adding to the shorts. As you can see, I've been taking profit on the way down. I just got some shares out at 73. Our average price is right here at about 76 on those re-adds. I would love to have gotten more in front of VWAP, to be quite frankly, but I prefer taking on the way down, and I wasn't able to get more at 180 on the way down, so unfortunately I only have this 176. Target out the rest of these shares if they break 170. If it doesn't, it's going to be reloads in front of VWAP until it breaks that, and then from there I'll probably do nothing until I see that $2 mark. The only place I'm going long is a scalp long break at 2 even on Hertz. Hasn't happened yet, so you won't see me in a long position until it does, or some kind of crazy bottom. But at that point, we'll be up so much on the short that we won't care, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna actually have to look back at Hertz as well. I've paid for those shares, but I haven't looked at it. Yesterday I was saying no shorts, and today, yeah, the shorts would have been nice there. Oh, it does go all the way to 198. Wowzers. Okay, I'm gonna pass on that. All right, CCL guys, back into the money, obviously on this one. Well, not obvious. Our short is right here, 67. So our average price right now, 15.67. If you're just joining me, let me take this out of my pocket in case there's another problem there. I went to refill my own coffee there as I take my pocket out. Let's put up the position board, guys. 3 shorts on. I don't know. I think Neil's liking the short. I know he has that Tesla short, so that's a good one. Let's hope for the market to fall down for both of us right now. Look at this short right now. CCL, 7 pennies in the money. Big boy trade on that one. Macy's big trade, and bang, CCL comes out a little bit right there. Work, we're still waiting for that. So 3 shorts. Let's hit this market to the downside right now. CCL, let's lead the way, buddy. That's where all my shares are at.
We have a key for this, and I'm trying to find it, but it's the only one I could find, so I'm going to go, yeah, we're trying to dodge the bullet here. I have 6 shorts on. The only one that isn't sort of either in the money or a play directly on the market, but is news-based, is going to be Slack. It's just a little bit different from the rest here, given we got the news from Brendan. It got reaffirmed. So when you get this pullback and it gives you more reason to believe in the short, I just feel like you do want to jump back in. It is holding VWAP for now, but I'm not going to let it go, guys. I was going to give it to quarters. If the market's going to slide down like it is right now and everything is working in the money for me, but Slack, I'm going to tighten up the stop on that and hold on to the bigger winner and everything else. Hang on to your winners, get rid of your losers. No, we haven't lost on Slack yet, but if it shows this much strength and breaks 32.10, I'll be out of here, and I'm not going to have any sweat off my back, guys. Tesla right now, back in the money for us. My last entry was at 65. Again, it's trying to break this 55 mark. That's the juice to get me that move into 50 at VWAP here. Then we can take off that 1250-ish type winner that we were looking for. Remember, we're playing the entirety of the range here. It never tested 67, so we never actually had to risk till 70, so we can take it out in front of VWAP and be happy. If we had tested 70, I took that last leg inside, then we'd be looking to hold till the low of the day. I never got that third leg in, so the risk structure for me does vary, and I'm getting out in front of VWAP because we never got the true test of 967 to 970. It never got up there and gave the real test, guys. So we'll see what happens. Tesla in the money, $9, but I'm looking for a couple of bucks more. Not trying to be too greedy on this one, and no trailing stop just yet, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I just got into some Tesla right now as well, so we're in the same boat. Let's just hope, like I said, let's see if this market wants to keep coming downside here. 30-30 to the downside right now on the futures. If it can crack, and let's go. But right now, guys, CCL, I mean, not to keep hitting. You know what, we need kind of, we have wait a minute, where's that boat? Here it is. Why haven't we hit this before for CCL? There we go. So we're on a cruise ship. Here I am. Come on, Carnival. Oh, yeah. But actually, that's not true because Carnival right now is not even taking off. So they're still docked. So there we go. So if I jumped, I would have hit it there. But Carnival right now to the downside. Let's go. We're into that one now as well. We do have 955 short here on Tesla. Not great, but I don't know why my price hit there. We were waiting for a 954 break. So maybe it did wick down there and we did get this price, but that's okay. 954.61 right now. $2 out, but we'll wait to see. That's the bid. Look at the spread. I know Neil's been talking about this one, so we both...
I should have showed a level 2. Actually, yeah. It's a good look here because it is a 40, 50 spread, 60-cent spread. And if you're putting stop orders in on Tesla, you've got to be aware of that spread. You're crossing $1. So you know whatever your stop is, $1 past that is your potential loss. Sean, I didn't realize I have that key too, the miss the boat. Got to use that for CCL from now on. I'm taking some shares out in front of 1550. I'm reloading if it gets back to 75 or 80. And I'm just going to stick with these shorts. The market looks like it does want to retest that 9,900, at least on the NASDAQ. And if that happens, I mean, we're both only short here. And sometimes you do have to have a bit of a bias. I feel like this one's about to pay off big time heading into lunchtime, guys. It's been a fantastic one, but I do want to remind everybody, we do have coming up a big time interview that I know Brendan's going to crush here. CEO of High Times, Peter Horvath. And for us here, it's actually a lot of fun. We used to do a thing called, Sean, you remember this? We used to have our cannabis corner. Our cannabis corner trader was Kian Horvath. So I love that little link there. I wish Kian was watching. I'm sure he'd have some good questions. But make sure you stay tuned for that 11:45. It should be a fantastic one here, guys. If you're interested in that space and you want to know what's going on and where you can learn a bit more, it's going to be right here in just about 40 minutes. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Big spike on Star Surgical. We talked about this one. I think it was Monday. I was just trying to zoom out. Yeah, this thing had a big move on Monday, it looks like. But popping up on a volume scanner here, STAA, $55 up to 58, all in one shot there, guys. $3 move on a pullback right now. Just going to check on Star Surgical.
Yeah, one thing that I should be doing is cleaning up my quote board, and this is it's sloppy, and I know I have to do a better job of this. Usually I try to keep it to about half this many symbols, but as you can tell, Brendan comes with hot fire all the time. He is the super hot. If you don't know that reference, check out YouTube. It's some funny battle rap videos I think are absolutely hilarious. But his new nickname is Super Hot Fire for all of these names. What you want to see if you're looking at a random stock at 11 o'clock is what he just said. Volume, 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 big volume spike to the upside, but always make sure you check to see what's happened. Look at the daily chart. It's already made a parabolic move to the upside and then turn around on a dime at 62. So watch out for this level here at 60 and then again at 62. Could be possible resistance. The fact that it turned around at 59, not a surprise when you look at the context of the daily chart. So don't jump in blind, guys. Make sure you look at the overall picture as well.
Good couple outs here on CCL, banging up against 1550 right now. So that's been a good trade for sure for us. We're averaging into our Tesla trade right now as well. 1560 here to the upside, possibly. I don't know. I think, you know what? I just think I want to hold CCL for a majority of this trade. Maybe all the way even back up here to 1580. We can afford to hold this one today. Let's see what CCL wants to do if the futures crack. But look at this nice little move upside here in the futures. We did get out of some of our Tesla there. 960's been a key spot here for us. So I think we'll average in until 960. And then if that does break, what is the next upside? 962. So I think you got to get out of that one for sure if it does go up. So 962 on the radar now for Tesla, but we are now short 956.50. So kind of hovering around here, but yeah, a little bit of a break would be nice if we get some downside movements here on TSLA and CCL. Macy's, oh yeah, let's just talk about that. We just did get some out. I mean, look at this out. I actually should be tweeting this one out. Macy's 58, double the reload. Then out at 53, out at 50, out some more 48. So we're reloaded in that one. We should have got reloaded on Tesla there, but we did get out some at 959 there. So now we'll wait to see on the downside for this name still moving. Don't want to give up on this one, as both Neil and I have been talking about this one to death a little bit. Work as well. This one, guys, we tried to trade this.
I just got burned.
Yeah, we tried to trade this one, Neil and I. I'm waiting for 32.25 up here. I always just trade around the quarters. We're just short right here, 32. So we'll wait to see what work does. We've already cashed in 20 cents. Whoops, I don't need that happening. 20 cents on this name. Looks like it doesn't want to go. That Amazon news, obviously not the worst news for work, but doesn't seem to be affecting it that much. Brendan, give us another one, bud.
Guys, we were talking about that Albertsons IPO that was supposed to. They had it on the schedule for today. I'm starting to see a couple of people hinting at possibly that's not happening. Maybe tomorrow now for Albertsons. Decent size IPO. I think it was about 1.8 billion, but we're starting to hear some rumors online on Twitter and things like that that might be pushed back until tomorrow for, I think it was ACI was supposed to be the ticker, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So, definitely when that opens up tomorrow, we'll have a look at that one for you. If it's going to be delayed, it's going to be delayed. My favorite TV show of all time, anybody that knows me, is the greatest show ever written. It's called The Wire. And one of my favorite characters, Marlo, would say, you want it to be one way. You want it to be one way? Yeah, well, it's the other way. Not today on IDEX. I want it to be short. I'm only short. I just added what I like to think is a flawless victory on this little pop here. If you've got a key level and you've got the direction right, then when you get a test like this of the opening range high at 285, and then you're shorting also off of a 295.3 area originally, you get a pop in here, I'm taking this. When everyone is bailing on the short here on a 280 break and a 285 move, I'm adding to my position here because I'm giving it back to 3 even. That's how you take those types of trades there sometimes in a small cap. I just got some of those shares out at 268. I remain net short on IEX. I've been short at no worse than 284 and 299 as my 2 entries, and we're gonna hang tight with that short trade. I can tell you Hertz is working to the downside. I can also tell you the other one beginning with an I is IZEA. I've only shorted twice. Off the open at 32, reload at 35. I took some shares out the first time at 938. I've taken nothing out. Why? Look at this base right here. If it breaks 123, you know it's coming down, guys. And when that happens, they'll use that momentum to get me out. Otherwise, I'm holding past VWAP up. My stop has been 140. I haven't moved it an inch, and I haven't taken any shares out in the last hour and a half, and I won't do so until it either breaks 122 or breaks 140 where my stop is, guys. So sometimes on these names, it's not worth it unless you give it more room. And if you got the trend, try to hit that home run, because if you got a good price and a good level, you got to use it to your advantage. Brendan, what do you got?
Another one having a pretty good day here, guys. PaySign, P-A-Y-S, up 15%. Just tagged $9 up there almost on a decent volume spike. Another one of these stocks that they announced they filed perspectives for an not initial public offering, but a share offering, quite a large share offering, and they're up on that news, it seems, today, guys.
Okay, yeah, well, we know about Wirecard as well there over there in Germany.
What a mess.
Having a problem, Wirecard, they're insolvent, so we'll wait to see on that one. Square, obviously a big name over on our side. Here's CCL again, guys, just got some out, 57.58. We are still short 69 on this one. We can let's call up our position board just for those of you guys that are joining us. It's a tough go right now because I'm short everything, so we're gonna wait to see if this does come up, but this is what we have on board right now. 1570, Macy's right there. Macy's is still in the money, 8 pennies, so we'll see on that one. Tesla's out of the money, 70 cents, but whatever, we'll wait on that. And then Workhorse, Work, Slack, about to come out on that one, on that move. We've talked to Slack to death today, so we know about that. That was a good call there. Not a good call on the short, but good call from Brendan on that news. We do need that breaking news as much as we can get it, so that's a good one. Look at CCL, guys. Futures not really doing anything, and CCL is falling, so we're short the right names here today, I feel like, and this is just another one. CCL back down to the low. It's basically, its day's low is down here where we open, but I'm going to call this basically the low rate here, 50s. So if we can break through 50, let's look for some more downside. I'm going to try to hold the rest of this one and not get any more out, guys, until we break back above 1580 to the north side here. So we're going to hold on our hats for the short here. It doesn't look like Tesla wants to go down, though.
Yeah, usually I'm going to be all over something like INO when it makes this move back, retracing to the downside. It's only $3, and if you put things into perspective where this thing came from the last couple of days here, that's not a huge retracement since breaking out at 20. You've seen what's happened on the name. But when we got this little base at 29 and then bounced off 28, I said I'll break long at 29 even. Usually that's the spot where I'm putting a short reversal on, so shorting in the 28, 60, 70 range, then breaking and reversing long at 29. I don't do that. And now you're staring at some of these open prices. This reload here in consolidation at 26, the out we had at the bottom, where that's me right there, guys, making bottom wick since the open session on my first long. And if you take a trade that's that ugly,
whoa,
and then you walk away from the stock, look at what you missed out on. There was still an upward trend. I had to sort of buckle up and just join it. And you can see, obviously, we reversed our fortunes here. But as these levels start to come back in, you have to start watching 26.20. You have to start watching that 25.40, 25.50, because that's a big one here on INO. If it breaks through that, I'm probably going to be short, but if it tests it one time, I'm looking for a bounce play. INO, very, very strong stock. I'm not going to be away from the long just because I see that retracement, but wowzers, it's already come in pretty heavily, guys.
I know what is, yeah, wow. Okay, we're looking at Tesla here. We're averaged in one more time up here, 963 to the top side. We're going to give it up here, 966, 965. I don't know. I mean, could we get wicked out up here? 967, I guess that's possible. But right now, nice little move upside on Tesla. So if you're a Tesla bull, which I was at the beginning of the show, and then turned bearish on these futures, but now the futures make that move up. So yeah, Tesla getting burned on the short side. We're still fine. We'll wait to see what that wants to give us, though. Our last average right there, 963. Our average price, 960 half. So we need to come back downside. We're $3 out right now on Tesla, which I mean, it's a big trade when you have shares, but we'll wait to see. And I do have shares on, so we'll lose a couple $100 here if it goes upside. But Tesla right now, 965, looking at 966 maybe as a breaking spot, which would be bad, but that's what happens. You got to take those risks sometimes. CCL did bounce back to the upside, wondering about getting some more short. It does not break through 80 there. That's our kill spot. So I think we'll get some more short here, CCL, as we go, and then just hope and pray that these futures come back down. Remember, there's those bank stress tests. If those go well, I know that's aftermarket, but we'll wait to see how that does come through. CCL, good little bounce spot there off 80. Should have took more short.
Yeah, if you want to look at some relative strength in the market here, look, obviously we're not getting any juice to the upside unless we take out that, 10,000 again in the NASDAQ, 10,050 also been holding all morning long. Look no further than Fastly. It's making another push towards its high of the day at 81.50. It's up almost 6% as it is. It just bounced off VWAP. If you want something and the market breaks to the upside that you want to be long, and it's, for me, I always said I'm going to reverse long on Tesla at 970 if you can get there. But Fastly might be a better play here. It's holding the top end of the range. It's been literally the best producer, probably the best tech name, at least in the short term here in terms of gains. I like it through 81.50 on a break. If you need some relative strength, I'm sitting here only short. You got to have some long ideas. And I'm adding to that one. I know, Eric, you're absolutely right about short sellers getting shaken out on INO. For me, the only reason why I'm looking for consolidation potential long at the 26 is I don't love shorting the absolute bottom in a situation like that where the stock could be regrouping at previous key levels. I don't love that spot. You have to sort of already have a short at a better price, in my opinion. You can look at the 26.40 break and give that a scalp for $1. You can look at shorting in this range in front of 29. But shorting the absolute bottom, I'm probably going to stay away from, guys. So you might not see me in INO for a while on the short side, but I am scoping that one out. I can tell you I finally took some shares out of IZEA. Why? Because I said until it breaks low of day, 123, I'm not getting anything out, guys. So I'm short here, 134. We just took a 10-cent win. Now we can start getting some more shares out on this one. Been holding it all morning long, waiting for the flush. Here comes the flush on IZEA. As it works to the downside and breaks 120, I'll get more and more out. Target previous close of 113.5 yesterday. If it gets to that price, I'll be all out of that one for about a 15 to 20 cent win on at least half of my position, guys. So that short finally coming into the downside. Hertz about to break 170. When that happens, I'll take more out on my 178 short.
Good, yeah, Hertz, big trade there. Work, we got out and got long, so we'll put an offer there and get out of that one here, hopefully for a decent win. We'll see if we can't get out of some work there. There it is, so we got out there. So, we reversed long a little bit there, but work for sure is a miss. I'm going to hit this one again because I like it to miss the boat. There we go. So work, we get out of that one, and that's Slack. So Slack Technologies there. We did see that note from Brendan. Good little note there. Big volume spike. Was just wondering how much downside there was. We get out of our first short, no problem. Then it comes back down. We take out 20 cents. I think it was about 20 cents on the bottom there. And then lose, I guess, what was that short? 93 and out 24. So then we lose 30 cents on the upside and then make small a little bit back there, 6 or 7 cents back. So that's what that name is doing now. Tesla, we need this to come back down. We're short 961.15 here with a bunch of decimal places. So we'll wait to see here. 961 we need to come through on this big guy here, Tesla. So let's see if that one wants to come back down with these futures. It looks like, did I hear Brendan there? No, we did not.
Sure.
So, Tesla downside. That's it, guys. Tesla, M, which is Macy's, and then, of course, we have CCL back down. We missed that opportunity for that reload. So right now, all eyes on the shorts for me, guys.
Yeah, absolutely missed that reload. But I think one other one that we missed, and I see on my list that I have Peloton. I don't know why I don't see it here sort of alphabetically on my quote board. So I will reload it. And the excuse I will give for not looking at Peloton today is that I didn't see it on my quote board. Not sure why it disappeared there. Another day, another dip buy on Peloton, this time double bottom at 55. Higher low, and then you get the breakout right here at about 56.20 or so, then holding that bottom, taking out, give me a break. This is literally the same setup it had at 47, the same setup it had that we're both looking at a couple of days ago, and thank you for finally putting it on the radar. Depan there, thank you very much. We did just try to take out the high at 57.50 on Peloton. It's been a runner. We both like this stock, so not a good excuse for having missed out on this one today. At this point, if we consolidate at the top, and the market gets going, yeah, go ahead. Take that long break. Maybe scalp it at this point. It's already put in that $2.50 move, which is a good move intraday for Peloton usually. I wouldn't look to hit a home run if 57.50 breaks, but you can hit a single or a double at that point. Maybe look for some support if it ever got back below VWAP at 55.50. But we missed the boat on Peloton. Won't do that tomorrow, I promise you that. Brennan, what do you got?
One of the early movers this morning going again, guys. We just had EXO, EKSO. This was just halted on the resumption here. 675, just broke day highs there on a huge volume spike. They got FDA approval again for a new product that they were designing for people with brain injuries. So up on that news today, guys.
Well, that's a good stock there. Obviously good. Don't know much about it, but brain injuries obviously super important, especially with what's happening in sports and everything like that. So let's check out EXO right now. Wow, yeah, 55 million shares and getting lit right now. So you could see a nice little halt there. And I did see somebody on the chat. Thank you for pointing that out early on that halt. Maybe you did as well, Brennan. But there was a little halt for a couple minutes and then bang it to the upside. What is that, 750? We'll take a 750 long and test this out on EXO, guys.
I sort of feel like sometimes, and I'm going to see if I can hit anything that works for us here. Look, unfortunately, the only thing I can do if I want to have a car on any of these is do the car crash. And I know it's a little morbid, and apologies to anybody that is in love with Hertz. But we're back in business. We're shorting Hertz. It feels like we're in familiar territory here. We just broke 170, and I said when 170 broke, we'd start getting a little more aggressive taking out shares, and we just got obliged. 68, 67, 66, 65, all the way there, layered to the downside. I'm still hanging on to, at this point, half my position. I did load into this multiple times, starting at 192, 188, on the way back up, 75 and 79. Unfortunately, it never gave us a test of VWAP that I could have dug in more shares. But that's fine. We'll take the profits off on this one in Hertz. If it breaks down past 165, the next key level was 140. I'm not necessarily anticipating it going that far because the underpin here, of course, is that rumor that they're selling their fleet. There's still a lot of people that are banking on there being some value in the shares, although the bond market says otherwise, but that's fine. I'm short this name right now. There we go, 165. We'll take some more at 64, some out at 62, 61. You know what we're going to do all the way down here, guys. 35 minutes till we go to the end of the show. But we're not done at that point. We've talked about it a couple of times here, the fantastic interview that we do have coming up, but that's not all we have coming up. We also have, there it is, the pros and cons of pre-market trading. I love that, well, I mean, I don't know if I love that graphic. I think it looks okay there, Sean. You're serving up the winner, so why not do that, right? The whole serving, like a waiter, I don't know, that's my
the graphic is horrible.
He doesn't like it very
guys,
much. But pre-market trading is important. You see us sometimes involved at 9 o'clock. And we'll give you the reasons why in that video that we will or won't take pre-market trades, guys.
Yeah, no, we're just playing around. Watch that video if you are interested in pre-market trading at all. We took a very, very small position just to see if this one does want to run EXO. We're going to give it back to its halt spot right here. So we are long off that 50 break. We just talked about that EXO right now, $7.50. That's a good spot. We're only 10 cents out right now. Let's just wait to see what EXO does, Brendan.
Another one we were looking at a little bit earlier, guys, VXRT. They signed a new distribution deal for their potential COVID-19 vaccine. I mentioned it kind of in this area here, 455 to 460. It stalled out there initially. We did get a push to a new high, but we're back below 455 for VXRT, looking like it might want to maybe test a little bit lower at this point, guys.
Yeah, the only thing I want to test a little bit lower is Tesla. It's getting a little frustrating for me here. And look, ultimately, if we can get back below that 960 mark, I think we're looking pretty good. If we hold here, and again, positive on the day is literally 961. If this holds one more time, I have already slid my stop one time. It never gave me the last entry to 970. So I slid my stop from there to this 968 level just to tighten things up a little bit. I need us to extend a bit of a move here. You know, it's a little bit easier to see when you have a higher time frame, giving it more room. But at some point, if we hold this 960 over and over again, you've got to tighten it up at lunchtime. Yes, I was in the money like $7 or $8 and didn't take it. Yeah, we're in the money $4 and I'm not taking it. But one thing you can do to mitigate risk is move your stop. If we do get some kind of consolidation here at 960, for 5-10 minutes or so as we head in towards lunchtime, I'll probably slide my stop again.
Bang, there it is, Neil.
A couple of dollars to like 965. But when you're in the money and you got the structure, you hang on to the trade, guys.
And bang, there it is, there it is, there it is. EXO, thank you for the win. Right there, hit the slap shot. We get some out right there at 95 4. I don't even know. I just hit offer enter. So there it is. A nice little 40-cent win on EXSO for half. So half out for that 40 cents. Now let's wait to see. It's not a huge position, but again, we don't know these symbol, but we are playing that breakout there. Good news. Thank you, Brendan, for that one. EXO, let's keep going. Let's check out a daily chart. This is how much I know nothing about this stock. Yeah, we are way above, way. We're nowhere near anything else, but let's just wait to see if it does want to take out 8. Where's the next stop now? Who knows? But even if we retrace all the way back down here, sure, it will be a loser, but I'm happy to take off of half right there. And yeah, Tesla, you dirty little stock, I guess we'll say. It's not doing anything. It needs to break out of here. We did take off some of these shorts for $2 or $3. But again, look, this is a short, this is a short, this is a short. So we have a couple losers in there. But now we'll wait to see. Like Neil, we're on board on a win right now, but we need this one to come back down. I do have some bids down here at 960. So let's see if the futures crack down lower. Maybe we get a little Tesla push to the low side right now. So Tesla coming downside. My bid is actually at 959. So hopefully that can come through very, very soon, guys. Let's go Tesla.
Yeah, with about 30 minutes to go, why not update the position board so you can see what I got on right here? As we've been mentioning a couple of times, all the time, only short right now. Short in Carnival at 70. I have taken a bunch of shares out in front of 50. I was looking to reload if I could in 75 to 80 range. It hasn't given it to me. Short Hertz at $1.79. That's at 164. We're short IDEX still in the money, 284. That's in the money, about 17 pennies. Short IZEA at 134. That is also in the money, about 10 cents. And then that Tesla trade, yeah, it's going to look good at 965. In the money, $3 here, but it needs to break 960. I've been looking to see if it took out 955, so I could get out between there and 950. I have not gotten away from that target yet. If we break and hold above 10,000, if we hold this 960, at some point I will have to give up the ghost. I've slid my stop once from 78 from 70 to 68. I might do it again. As Hertz comes back to the upside, I'm going to adjust my reentry points from VWAP to looking at consolidation around 175. I would then also slide my stop to 175. That's under the price that I'm short, so I'd be selling at a worse price, but then locking in profit. So the trend is still there. I don't want to miss any pullbacks, but I have stops all the way up, because when this breaks key levels upside, you've seen how far it can run. You saw what happened yesterday. I got saved yesterday by having a stop of 5 pennies on the secondary short. If I got stubborn with that one, I'm losing about 30, 40 cents easy till that $2 mark. I don't want the same thing to happen here. So if I do take more shares in the 170 to 174 range, I'll slide my stop up here to 75, 76, and then reassess if it ever got to VWAP on Hertz, guys.
Okay, yeah, Tesla, unfortunately, I mean, I know we've been talking about this all. Oh, guys, thank you. I'm seeing a lot of people trying to come in for guest trader of the day, so definitely that's going to be a good one. That's a very popular segment right now, so we don't have anybody today. Obviously, we've been talking about what's been coming through, so we're really excited soon to have CEO of High Times Magazine join us. So that's going to be a very exciting day. Peter Horvath coming through very, very soon. Neil just talked about it. Okay, Tesla, I mean... Look, it drops down to 960.30, 960.50 there and wants to bounce back. So I don't know what we're going to do with this stock. We did get out of a little bit here because it's been bouncing 961 and change. I re-put another order, maybe I'll put it at 961. But right now we're short 962. So I don't know. We're hoping that this thing can move. We need the futures to go back down though. If the futures can break, it almost broke. Like this is what we're talking about, the S&P 500. So we have it on here, symbology ESU20, as you can see. It needs to break down through 3,036 for Tesla to do anything. If it remains up here, Tesla's just going to dance around, and we probably will get stopped out above this 966 where we averaged in. So let's see if futures move downside. Here we go. I'm bidding 960 and change right now. So if we can get down near 960 even, we'll get out. I think it's 960.11 or so. I'll double check that. But right now, that's what we have on. We also have Carnival on. So that's the big cruise ship right there. It's been a cash register for us today. So we ring that register out, but coming hopefully to the downside is very, very soon. And then we won't be doing any of this, but I'm very excited for 13 more minutes until High Times CEO on our show right now, and we explode that to the upside. We'll see. I haven't traded any cannabis names today. Maybe let's look at one right now. CGC. Let's see what they're doing. This is the big boy. I'm invested in this one long term. down 2.12%. What is the calendar? What is the calendar? This is called a chart, Sean. The chart looks like up to 23 there. Nice little bottom made at 9. Wow, that was a good return. We'll wait to see though. Breaking through its 50 period, not a very good sign there. And wow, there goes Tesla, Neil. Finally, hallelujah. Tesla back down to the downside right now. So yes, sir, that idea of going short just cashed in. But let's just wait to see what else we have on the downside now. Now I'm getting excited, Tesla.
We have a graphic for that. I'm trying to find it here. I know we have a Tesla one. It is a good one. I'll try to get it at some point. For me, I needed to go a little bit further down. I was just watching INO, however. I know a lot of people getting excited about this bounce off of VWAP. I'm going to maintain that I'm not looking for a break until 29 happens. That was that level I was looking to short off of. So if it does take that out, I think it's the scalp to the high and then, another parabolic move if it has it in it. But otherwise, I am looking to see it test that low. Brendan, what do you got for us?
XR, guys, little Canadian content here. We're looking at the New York listed shares, though. 6.7%. Just posted not 3 or 4, but 5 different analysts raising their price target for MaxR today. So a nice move here, 6.7%. Worth noting, we're just holding under $19 here. It's tried to break it a few times and has failed. So we're holding below 19. You can see every time we try and break 19, there's a volume spike on MAXR, guys.
Guys, that was a heart attack right there for Tesla for me because, again, we put on the shares and this stock logo thing, guys, I'm pushing stock logos about 100 times.
Well, I got it.
I just did it right there, so I found it. Tesla right there, guys. $7 winner right now. We just took that off, 966 there on that short. Sorry, 65 short. Got out right there, 58. I know Neil's had some bangers today as well. Tesla still needs to come down a little bit. We did lose off this short. Like, what was I doing shorting down there? But look at the futures. I did say, and again, it's not rocket science. I'm just trying to teach you guys a little something there. If those futures did crack, obviously Tesla would crack with it. That's not rocket science, but I just want to give you guys that update. When that does crack down there, that gives me reasons, guys, to get out. So 960 hits, then we get out some 958. Short. Now we're finally cashing in. To be honest with you, Neil, I'm looking at 956 and change. So I'm going to put a bid right there and see if we get filled.
Yeah, I've been basically sitting underneath that 955, and for me, my adjustment has been to slide my stop. Each time it's held a little bit higher. At this point, you might give up that ghost. We're looking at a VWAP retracement to get me my target. As we gravitate towards the upside, that becomes a little bit more relatively aggressive. So, I do have to start thinking about, instead of a 52.5 or so where we're sitting, maybe it's going to be more like 54.20. And that's still, from our last entry, going to be a $10 winner. So that's perfectly fine by me. I will make that adjustment. I am anticipating a bounce off of VWAP, so I don't want to sit here as it drives to the upside a little bit, resisting the market move to the downside. I don't want to throw this all away, so I am going to move my take profit so that it's resting away from VWAP by a dollar or two, which is what we always intended. Brendan, my good friend, what do you have for us, bud?
I think we're actually going to jump over to the screen if we are ready, guys. Give me a thumbs up or something, and we'll get a look at our YouTube page, guys. A lot of people asking about the merch on our YouTube page, so we're going to jump over to. Oh no, we can't at this point. So we'll back to you. We'll set it up, and then we'll come back and we'll look at our merch page, guys.
I can show you some merchandise. You can have one of these coffee mugs if you want. I'm going to take a sip of cold coffee right now because it's been a busy morning, shorting a lot of these names here and being very, very active. And so now my coffee has been neglected, but you got to get it in there. A good cup of Joe is what it's all about. We have some pretty good coffee, I'm not going to lie here, but it's always better in a Trader TV mug. If you guys like those, do check it out here. I just moved my order on Tesla, like I said, just above this little VWAP action here. Still going to give you $10 if you get the move down. I do like that. If we break VWAP, there's going to be other shorts to be had, like a 950 break. Consolidation could give you an entry similar to the setup that we have in Carnival Cruise. And speaking of CCL, it is finally through 1550. So
yeah,
it's been a while since this breakdown trade. I took some out at the bottom end of the range in front of 1550. We're hanging on. Next step to the downside would be the opening breakout, which happened at 15.25. I would take some out there for sure on CCL. Reloads would still be in the 70 to 80 range if we can get there. But I'm hoping we don't, because I'm only short, and I want us to go right down right now before the end of the show so you guys can see some more crazy action. This is the same thing as yesterday, Sean. We're sitting at this time in shorts, in the money, and they extended to the downside. Right now, the futures aren't cooperating, but I feel pretty good about it as long as we're southbound to that 10,000 on the NASDAQ.
Oh, CCL, yeah, CCL is one of my top stocks today, so we'll just keep rolling on that one as well. And I did want to talk about Macy's. I mean, how could CCL be your top stock, Sean, when you have just destroyed Macy's? So there we go. That's a chicken dinner on Macy's right now. We just got out 44s, 45s. Look where we're short right here, guys. 658. We hammer timed Macy's to the short side, so that's a big win on board right now. Our only loser on right now is EXO, and we're so super light on that one. But yeah, this, to say the least, guys, look at this. You want to talk about being confident? Bang, bang. Look at CCL now back down here. We talked about trying to get out if it does come down to 35. We'll take a little piece off right now. Don't want to ignore this 25-cent beauty. Also $4 on right now on Tesla. What up, B?
Let's look at our YouTube page, guys. We set things up. We're good to go now. We're going to look at how to order merchandise on our YouTube page, but I want to also look at our subscribers, guys. If you can grab my screen, there's a very important number that is coming up for us as far as subscribers are concerned over here. We are less than 200 subscribers away, guys, from 49,000, which more importantly means we are less than 1,200 subscribers away from 50,000. So if you're joining us for the first time, please hit subscribe. We'd love to get to 50,000. Now Valeria is going to tell you how to order merchandise.
Thank you, Brandon. And hey guys, great news. We've got now new items in our store. So let me introduce you to our merch and show how to order. So we go to our main stock market page, go on the store. And here you can see the shelf with all items we have now. So what's new now we've got? Besides classic Trader TV Live merch, we have bank merch, mug. We also now have black t-shirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts. Here, all of us flossing, fruit salad t-shirt and hoodies. And this is my favorite one. It just became available. So Brandon, could you go on the goat? And this is on the back. It says GOAT, greatest of all traders. And let's see the front is Brandon the GOAT. This is awesome, guys. So you go select your size, quantity, several ones, and add to cart and proceed to checkout. Well, guys, please let us know in the comments what else would you want us to make. Someone said that they would love Trader TV Live stickers, so we'll do that for you. And of course, order and post it on social media and mention us. That's all with the merch, and I'll see you later. Back to traders.
I think you can guess which one I want there, Sean.
Oh, by the way, we were wearing this. Here, you just keep it on this view, guys. We were wearing this on Monday. It's a floss, and I don't know if you can see the back, but it says floss it there, so there you go. But that's one shirt there. We will be promoting that as we go, but it's been nice to have that merch. Thank you so much, Valeria and Brendan, for showing just how simple that is. And guys, again, we are very, very close, minutes away. If you're excited about the cannabis industry and want to talk to a boss, basically, here he is, Peter Horvath, CEO of High Times Magazine. Millions of followers. We're very, very excited and very, very proud to have you back. Yeah, I'll watch my mic. Let's get rid of the merch for now, and then we'll talk about that after. But very exciting for us as well to have him come on very, very soon. So that'll be a big time for us as we go. But right now, guys, there's Valeria with the floss. There's some action.
Did we hit it? 1,000.
1,000 likes. Holla. We're back, baby. Good little look there. What? I don't.
That's Frank the Tank, man. Come on,
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. Come on. I know it's an older movie there, Sean. You know that. You know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah,
I'm actually celebrating because Hertz is going through 160. Old school is a classic, but Hertz. Shorting Hertz is old school if you want to go back a few days. We're through 160. I'm still short at 179. Now we're taking 20-cent wins to the downside. It just feels comfortable being on the short side of this trade. We're back on board. Yesterday we took a day off after having a pre-market trade that worked and then an opening trade that didn't for a flat day on Hertz. We're back in business selling this one, but that's not the one that had to go to the downside. You know, ultimately when you get that 10,000 push and then the hold lower, the test of that 9,900 that we're hoping to see on the NASDAQ, I'm expressing the trade through Tesla because I like the setup. It needs to go. We're still holding 960 on Tesla, so as happy as I am about CCL and Hertz and what other shorts on in also an IDEX and IZEA that are good, it is Tesla that's the one that's a bigger bet. And I can tell you right now, from an investment standpoint, it should tell you a little bit of something about how strong the Tesla bulls are, that it's resisting this kind of choppy action. It's been basically giving you every indication that it wanted to come down off of resistance, and it can't even touch VWAP right now. Can't even touch it with a 10-foot pole. The structure of the short is good. If the future's flush, there's no way Tesla can resist and will be fine. But man, if we break 10,000 to the upside, I'm getting out of this one so fast. It's going to be unbelievable. Like Usain Bolt out of this one. If we break up towards 10,000, my stop hasn't been hit. It won't have to hit. I'm going to get out manually if we hold above 10K and make a move to that 10,050, which has been the high since literally like, I don't know, overnight. It was a move to the downside. That was the top end of the range. You don't want to get caught if that happens. So for me, my stop is still at 68. But I will get out manually if we make any kind of a big move in the futures that Tesla didn't lead. Of course, there's a decent chance that that would happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, I'm holding Tesla as well. We can do a quick position board update here, guys, if you want. And let's just talk about what we have on board here quickly. Okay, CCL, that's been a banger. You've seen us talk about that all day. We're trying to hold it for that ultimate flush. If the futures keep going down like we've been, I mean, now they're going up, damn it. Okay, EXO right now, small position there. We've already taken a 40-cent win on that one. That's been big. Macy's is 11 cents in the money. And our Tesla trade right now is just $2, but we'll take that $2 win right now. We're not taking it, sorry, but it's good that it's still in the money. We'll wait to see, though. I'm going to get blown out there. 964, which is coming up soon. I'm with Neil here. I don't need to be short if the market does blow to the upside right now, but we are very, very excited. I see in the background Peter Horvath is getting ready to rock and roll with us on Trader TV Live, CEO of High Times. Let's get going on that very, very soon. But right now, Tesla, $2 in the money. Let's wrap it and let's keep going, guys. Tesla, CCL also looking to break down side here. 1554. All right, here we go. 1545. Nice little out there. CCL. This chart looks pretty nice right here. But EXO, there goes. Look at EXO, guys. EXO back to the upside right now. 760, 750. Let's see if we break $8. This is a nice.
Sean, happy birthday, JJ Comedy Ninja. That's about as good a name as you're ever going to get. 45th birthday. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you for that. Obviously, the super chat. We enjoy what we do here. We hope you get a little bit out of it and you're enjoying the rest of your day. I'm pretty excited right now. I'm going to put some stop orders in on IZEA through 125. Look at this consolidation. Why? Because I know I'm going to be paying close attention to this interview, which is upcoming, and I want to make sure that my trades are taken care of, because you want to make sure you tune in here, guys. We do have the CEO of High Times. This is going to be absolutely fantastic, so gear up for that running into the end of the show here. It should be good, but we love the birthday celebrations. If you're celebrating a birthday, let us know in the chat. Come on. Of course, we're going to shout you out there, guys, so keep those coming. It's been a good day so far, and it's about to get even better.
Yeah, here we go, guys. Yeah, I mean, to be even better, I mean, it's been such a huge day. And here we go, guys. We've been tweeting this out all morning long. Almost that time right now that we go back to Brendan for this interview. It's going to be a good one. Those of you guys trading cannabis names or investing, anything like that, this is going to be a big one. And I did not want to go without putting this on the screen. JJ, Comedy Ninja, drop a joke for us in the chat there. But there it is. There's the $100. Thank you so much for that super chat. Happy birthday, my man. And guess what just happened? We get flushed down the hole there. Tesla, unfortunately, takes out 364. It's no problem. We've already cashed out of this short. Now we're holding a very, very small position. What we have left is this 365 on the top side. You cannot hold Tesla down, guys. So I'm going to hit that. It's my favorite logo one more time, but there's the fireworks because, again, the logo doesn't seem to be working. We'll get that fixed up. But look, guys, big day on the show today. We continue to hold the shorts. Everything working. Whoa, Neil, there goes EXO. It just does break through. $8, so bang! We hit the cowbell on that one. EXO to the moon. So we go from sad on Tesla to a nice little 70-cent win here on EKSO, the new medicine there, surgeries. But let's get going, guys. Over to Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, so glad and so happy to have an iconic brand joining us today. The CEO and director of High Times, the brand, the magazine. I mean, everyone has heard about High Times. Peter Horvath joining us today to give us an update on what has been a very busy year for this company on the acquisition front. They're moving into a few different spaces. So there he is, Peter. We're so glad to have you on the show today. We appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us. And as I mentioned, a very busy year for High Times. Let's jump right into things here. On the acquisition front, moving more towards the retail space, the retail storefront, and also delivery methods or through the retail storefront. First of all, tell us about the Harvest deal that you made early in the year.
Well, we just closed on the Harvest deal, which is great because in cannabis, I've got about 2.5 years in this industry, which is probably a lifetime for most. In cannabis, everybody's quick to announce deals, but the number of deals that get closed are very small. So we're excited. We know it's really important as a business that you have to show a pattern of ability to close deals. So that's why we were excited. We know the folks at Harvest very well. I knew them from my prior company as well, and they're top notch. Everybody knows they accumulated an amazing portfolio of licenses, and they decided to shed some licenses given changes in the marketplace. So yes, we do have 10 licenses that we picked up from them. 3 of them are operating stores, and the other 7 are very close to being open and operating. So we're excited to start making our mark selling cannabis in California. The very beginning there. Something else that's maybe not as big a name, but we're very excited about is we also closed on a deal with 2 dispensaries in Northern California, in Mount Shasta and Redding. And they represent truly the profile of what gets me excited about merging high times reach to 17 million with great local operators. These are 2 dispensaries in Mount Shasta and Redding. They're profitable. They do great business. The big thing is they understand the local customer. They understand localization. They've got a following. And in this COVID shutdown world where cannabis ultimately was deemed essential, what we've seen out there is national chains and tourist-based locations are having a hard time doing, say, 30 or 40% of the business they used to. And dispensaries in neighborhoods with local followings are doing 120% of the business that they used to. So we think, everybody can hope that the current conditions of the world in 2020 change, but what's the harm in planning as if they don't? And really targeting, rolling up people great local operators, connecting them with our brands, and now with our retail expertise. So that on the acquisition front, those 2 dispensary deals gets us 12 dispensaries in California, 5 operating now, the other 7 opening at the balance of the year. We will be announcing soon delivery capability in California that'll cover 54% of the population. Keep in mind, delivery it was running single digit in most dispensaries. The ones that got their act together were able to push it up to 30% during the shutdown. This is permanent. There's a permanent shift in consumer behavior, just like any other product. Amazon's been a big beneficiary, other online websites, Instagram. So delivery, essential to your business strategy go forward. And the fact that we're going to have it in a market that's as big as all of Canada, we're excited.
And I wanted to, Peter, I wanted to touch on that a little bit more in depth. In relation to the COVID kind of shutdown, as you mentioned, how much more has that kind of emphasized the need for something that wasn't necessarily being fulfilled before this all happened? And maybe touch a little bit on how you see that going forward in the future.
Yeah, the reality is people virtually the world built their business model based on crowded stores, high foot traffic locations, and a desire to do more digitally. But the reality is nobody, even mainstream retailers were maybe scraping 25-30% of total digitally. So that's the world. You paid high rents for these high traffic locations. Now, in this current world, if you believe it continues forever, or if it continues to have shifted in the direction of where it is, maybe it comes back a little, you're not going to be able to have stores that are filled with people. You need to build stores that you can get in, navigate quickly, and get out, have a fast transaction, have access to great product. And it's not like the Starbucks model is over. And they know it, and they're changing it. The Apple model of everybody hanging out, waiting for the next, genius class. I'm sure their teams they're brilliant people. They're figuring out how to change it. What I'm assuming is that you can't have more than 30% capacity in a physical store of what you used to have at peak. And that foot traffic is, especially in tourist areas, at 50% of what it used to be. which means you're paying 100% too much rent. So we're a business that is launched after all this happened, and we're able to roll up assets that are already operating, do it heavily financed with equity, so we're not in a need for capital and cash, which, as you know, all cannabis companies are in trouble right now because they generate a lot of cash in an easy flowing market, and then all of a sudden the market dried up and they weren't cash flow positive yet. So our goal is be that company with low G&A, be cash flow positive at the beginning, have operating assets, and build it for the world that we're in today, not for the world that we were in 8 months ago. And on top of that, by the way, it's worth mentioning, me and the team that I'm bringing here, we worked at some of the best retailers in the world at multi-billion international scale. And you might say, wow, yeah, but those companies like Victoria's Secret, et cetera, they're not doing so well. Well, you know, we're not there anymore. And the reason we're not there is we saw all these trends and knew that we had to move away from the 1,000-store footprint, had to move stronger into digital, had to have localized assortments, really localized offerings as opposed to national brands and, you know, consistent cookie cutter offerings like you see in some of the large MSOs. But we couldn't make that happen in large bureaucratic companies that were also stuck with legacy decisions around leases, 20-year leases, or processes or systems. So really excited to be at High Times at a time when, you know, we're ready to explode.
And speaking of more localized, or a movement towards more localized, Peter, we had your friends at Red, White, and Bloom on the show recently. Let's talk a little bit about that arrangement as well, which is going to see High Times moving into 3 new states on the branding side.
Yes, and what that is the fastest way to grow a brand, you know, through licensing. You know, again, I was at American Eagle at one point, and you know, we had a partner in the Middle East that did $250 million, and they knew you know, it was amazing. The EBITDA impact of that business was like a 90% flow through. So licensing, you know, whereas cannabis might have a 0% flow through after 280E if you own it, you know, or it might have a 20% flow through. Licensing can have a 90% flow through. And Red, White, and Bloom, they're great operators. They've got a footprint in Michigan right now that is the largest market share in that market. They're operating well. They're going to rebrand under High Times. They're going to carry 20% of the shelf space as High Times, pay us a licensing fee, and we're going to work together in terms of how we can help them increase their business by, say, 30% in the first year. And they also have another 8 dispensaries that are going to open by the end of the year in Michigan. They've got operations in Illinois, and we're hoping to hear them announce a deal in Florida, which gives you access to that very rich, you know, there's over 400,000 patients in Florida now in the medical market. So, you know, yeah, Red, White, and Bloom, great partner, great deal. And we're looking forward to growing with them. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, there's obviously still some areas of the U.S. where legalization is still in the process. Talk about the importance of the CBD products and how that market has really taken off, even in those areas that THC-based products might not be available.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, people, honestly, CBD, is it a nutraceutical? What is it? You know, and some people, there's only one FDA certified drug that's gone through phase 3 trials, but it is something that if you have a pain and you get quality product that has a high concentration of CBD, like a 1,500 milligram salve, let's say, or pain cream, as we called it at the business I used to be at, it's amazing what it does in terms of reducing inflammation. And ingestibles with CBD can give you some of the calming effects, you know, that can actually help sleep. That cannabis can give you. So that market is growing fast, and there's a lot of room in it because there aren't any big operators. The biggest presence in CBD right now is Charlotte's Web. They are focused on seed to sale, owning the whole supply chain. They are really focused on ingestible product, and it truly is positioned like a nutraceutical. There's a big opportunity in positioning product from a beauty perspective, health and wellness, you know, High Times will absolutely develop product there. We have experience developing product. I've got access to formulators who've worked with Unilever, Procter & Gamble, understand how to create the highest quality, highest efficacy beauty and personal care product, and understand how to take CBD isolate or full spectrum and put it into the product in a consistent, soluble way that gets great local absorption. So I know it sounds like a lot of technical stuff. The reality is everybody's jumping on the CBD bandwagon, and there's an awful lot of bad product out there, and that's gotten a lot of news, actually. So having people who've done this outside of the industry, who've done it in beauty and personal care at scale, that's the differentiator, and we're ready to go.
And I think it's important, to educate people as we go here on the products and help people kind of avoid the ones, as you were mentioning, that aren't the greatest in quality, and let them know where, in fact, that we can find better quality products, because it's so important. We're going to send you over to Sean here. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cannabis Cup.
Hi, Peter. Once again, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, great. Yeah, RWB, we're really excited about that. That was a great interview, and I think you're knocking it out for us here and our viewers as well. Cannabis Cup this weekend, exciting for growers and users of cannabis as well. Did you want to touch a little bit on that? I know it's digital this year, June 28th, I believe, at 4 p.m. We're really excited about it, and I know a lot of your supporters are as well. The Cannabis Cup, how long has this been running for? And if you want to give our viewers a little bit of details on that one as well.
Yeah, so if you think of the magazine as creating this reach to readers, to people who see us digitally on the web, the Cannabis Cup gives us reach to the best, geneticists, to the best growers, cultivators, and the best product development people. And it's been going on. Truly, it's something that only High Times has this, and it's been going on for 31 years, which is amazing. It started in Amsterdam, obviously, because it was illegal here. And it became a multi-state operation here starting 10 years ago as legalization started working its way through the states. We're in the process of completing this Oklahoma event. The Colorado event is beginning. The events used to be giant parties where judges evaluated, the product and made their awards. It's a great way to bring brands to the spotlight. This new approach is kind of a people's choice approach, because we can't put people together in large masses. We hope we will be able to soon, but you don't know. But the virtual cup has really put it in the hands of the people, and there's a democratic nature to it. By the way, not unlike our Reg A+ filing, that allows fans and advocates of the product and the brands to come together and actually be heard.
Right.
So we're excited about it. We're continuing it, and being forced into this new format, it might be a breakthrough that we didn't see coming.
Hey, I mean, you guys are changing the game up there. That's great. I'm going to hit, this is one of my favorite symbols that we have on the show, so I don't think there's ever a time not to hit this. And here it comes. There it is. That's the Cannabis Batman. I don't think there's anybody more appropriate than you to hit that. But thank you for that question there. The Cannabis Cup this weekend, it should be exciting, Brendan.
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting time, I think, in general for the industry and the space. I think it was important to have Peter on to talk a little bit about the moves that High Times has been making throughout the beginning of this year, and now we're into the second half of the year and how those are going to play out. An absolute pleasure, Peter. The best of luck the rest of the way as we head towards the end of this year, and I hope you'll come back soon and give us an update again.
Great. And if people are interested in investing, I'm sure you'll help them find, investor@hightimes.com.
Absolutely. We will send that link out at the end of the show, and obviously all over social media. It's been a pleasure. Peter, take care. We'll speak to you again soon.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
There we go, guys. Peter Horvath, CEO and director of High Times brand, the magazine, the whole brand, the whole thing. Huge guest, obviously. Great information there from Peter. Let's go back to the guys.
Thank you very much there, Brennan. A fantastic interview. And like we mentioned there, if you are interested, we're going to make sure you get that on both the chat, but also on social media, that Will website. We don't have any time here. It's past 12 o'clock, guys. So I'm going to very quickly just review Tesla. I just got out at the top. I wanted to maintain positive on the stock, but man, you can't short this thing. You can't fight Tesla. What a strong move. But watch out as we get out of here for this 970 level. Remember, we're going back to yesterday, looking at that afternoon top. It's looking like it wants to test it. Every dip has been a buying opportunity for you. So that short, while I'm still up on it, we were trying to hit a home run shorting Tesla. It looks like you should just be buying every single dip on that name. We're back above that 10,000 mark. It's been a fun show. It's been a great show, a fantastic guest. We do, however, have the video that we're dropping after show here. So before we get out of here, guys, I just want to quickly make sure you know what it is that we have coming up. And it's the last thing. It is going to be pros and cons of pre-market trading. That should be dropping. We should have the link out there already from Valeria. So make sure you check that one out. And again, if you have any videos that you want us to drop, or anything that we could be doing a little bit better on them, let us know in the comments. Let us know via social media. It's been a fun day. It's been a good one, exciting to be sure. But there's one thing we always have to get to before we get out of here, and that's Valeria. What national day is it?
Guys, thank you very much for joining us today, for all of the support, and for 1.1 thousand likes. Hopefully we will get them every. And watch our video right after the show, and write in the comments suggestions for another educational videos. So guys, as usual, I'm saying what national day is today. So today is National Strawberry Parfait Day. Yoo-hoo!
All right, yeah, we like strawberry parfaits there. Good little day there. Nice, kind of cool, kind of nice maybe to have on a summer day. Chill out now that we can finally chill out on some patios. Not a bad dessert, something little light there. Strawberry parfait, you probably never had that before, did you, Valeria?
I don't know, maybe it's just called differently.
No, maybe not. Brendan, Neil, thank you for the good show today. Do not short Tesla. I think we learned that lesson today as well, but it's been a big one. Thank you again to our friends for the super chats all day. Thank you to Peter Horvath from High Times. Go check them out as well. It's been a big day. We're going to be back tomorrow to wrap up the week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a fun one, as you said. But down the line, as we always like to do here, Valeria, thank you. Doing a fantastic job on the chat and on social media as well. Sean is always sporting the shirt, although I do see it there. We have some other ones coming in. There's going to be the black, different colors there. If you want that merch, check it out. Maybe we'll all have to sport the new ones when they do come in there. But another fantastic show. And Brendan doing a fantastic job with that interview. Where else are you going to see a CEO like that, a big heavy hitter like Peter Horvath? And there you go. You can actually already get that shirt online if you want. That's got to be the pick. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trade TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow. And happy birthday, JJ Comedy Ninja. Enjoy that 45th.
Comedy Ninja.